I've got balls of steel.
You're now rocking with the best.
Stop! It's the motherfucking remix!
I rock the party that rocks the body. You rock the party that rocks the body.
We will rock you.
I wanna rock.
We will rock you.
I wanna rock.
We will rock you.
I'm the king of rock.
We will rock you.
I'm the king of rock.
Hello, hello. I told y'all mother, y'all can stop it now.
Can't stop.
Clap your hands if you got a bankroll. Clap your hands, everybody. Come on, clap your hands, everybody. Come on.
Can't stop.
Clap your hands if you got a bankroll.
Rock and don't stop. You can rock and don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. We wanna keep the party rocking with that dropping shit. Clap your hands with that dropping shit. We wanna keep the party rocking with that dropping shit. Clap your hands with that dropping shit. When I move, you move. When I move, you move. When I move, you move. Hell yeah, hey, DJ, bring that back.
I say, don't you know? You say you don't know. I say.
Now shut up and let me go.
My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that bitch. My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that bitch. My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that bitch. I wanna rock right now.
Let's rock, y'all.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock right now. Rock the beat. Rock the beat. Rock that shit. Rock the beat. Rock party.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to On Tap, your alternative for the Critical Drinkers open bar. He is out of town for a little bit, and I thought, what better way to honor him than to ride on his coattails, take his time slot, and talk about some bullshit he would probably be talking about, except to do it better and not in an echo chamber. Much love to Critical Drinker and the open bar for allowing me to be the YouTuber I am. So, without further ado, I'm going to start bringing in my guests. The first and foremost, the main man, my number one Buku, my ride or die. This is the Robin to my Batman. Here he is, Northern English Bestard. How are you, my friend?
Sorry if I'm a little late. Just Ben and all these homeless and Muslims just takes it out here.
I hear you. Hey, listen, the Northern English Bastard is never late. He arrives exactly when he is supposed to. So anyway, oh, here you go. There you go. That's for you. Okay. So I'll just go in sequence and we're going to bring in Admiral Teague. Admiral Teague, how are you, sir? Oh, he still muted himself. He's not-
No, I'm not muted at
Oh,
all.
there.
Hello.
No, you're
I
not.
was just waiting for my moment on stage. I didn't want to have any stray noise going there. Good to see you. Greetings from New York. It's good to see everybody. And, happy Thursday.
Yeah, it is Thursday all day. Yeah, that's how days work. Yeah, it's definitely
This
gonna be
side of New
Thursday.
Zealand, yeah.
Yeah, well, touche in Japan, I guess. So, Critic Al, I'm going to bring in Critic Al. What up, my dude? The Critic Al that is suffering for all of our sins by weathering the abomination known as Alien Earth, along with his
It's
partner.
been rough. I've
Rachel
managed to hang on to about as
Pertwee-Hart.
much sanity as I can. That's it.
Yeah,
No
you
guarantees
and Rachel are
about
going
that.
to definitively flush that turd for us today, are you not?
I turn out every time I see that shivering goat. Get the hell out of here with that waste of my time.
Speaking of goats that are made to shiver, bring in my Marine Corps friend, Mr. E. Mr. E, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, lady and gentlemen.
Yeah,
How are
yeah,
y'all?
yeah. Yeah, no, just one lady, one lady today, unless we can get Blue Collar to jump in real quick. Maybe we'll get the estrogen level up a little bit higher. But until such time, I'll settle for what I got when I'm pretty happy with it. Inside Man, how are you? Last but certainly not least, how are you, good sir?
I'm tickety boo. Very well. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it, and it's lovely to be among such wonderful people again. Such great company.
Yeah,
I really do enjoy your company.
And thank you, StreamYard, for allowing me to work this trial subscription of upgrade, so I don't have to bounce people in and out like I did on my 1985 stream. So let's hear it for StreamYard. There we go. Okay, StreamYard. Yay! I got all these new toys. I love
Stockholm Syndrome on display.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know what they.
Rachel laughed in American. I understood that.
Yeah, good job, Rachel. I don't know what they might have
Sod.
been. He's getting them going right at the start of the show. That's great. I got my mod in the background, the man with the plan, my continuity expert, Mr. Critter Kingsford. Thank you, Critter Kingsford, for everything that you do. Always in here. I might make something a little bit harder on you because we are going to do a bit of a poll, not the kind of poll where I find my ex-wife, but the kind of poll where we ask a question. This one related to 30 years ago, this year in cinema, what we were really excited about, what was our favorite film. So I'm going to let that marinate with the panel while we go on to other things, other less attractive. Yeah, 1995, great fucking year in cinema. I have put a poll in my community chat on YouTube, but I am stupid and I don't know how to do it on the StreamYard. So that being said, we will take the votes and we'll see what we can come up with, and hopefully Critter is able to keep score for us. But anyway, without further,
that won't show up on StreamYards. That'll only show up on the YouTube side. Don't worry about that one. You have to kind of
okay.
You know what? I advise you to pop out chat your YouTube window and just keep that like on the side.
Word. I will.
1995 was a good year.
It was a great year. You know what wasn't? You know what wasn't a good year?
Day yet. Stargate?
Stargate was 94 and Independence Day was 96, my friend. So
it was a very un-American year, by which I mean there was no Roland Emmerich movie.
Touche. Are you sure?
Did have Falling Down? Does that count as an American movie?
You had Sylvester Stallone destroying Judge
Is it a
Dredd.
Roland
That's pretty
Emmerich movie
American.
though? I meant Roland Emmerich. There was no Roland Emmerich movie that year.
Interesting. I don't know if that's true. That may not be true.
Looks like he
Doesn't look
brackets
like it, to
it,
be
right?
fair.
Stargate into Independence Day. I don't think he had time.
Interesting. All right. Well, absent of anybody else popping in here, which, everybody is more than I'm happy to have them. In fact, Critter, if you want to just, I know you got stuff with the kiddos, but if you want to pop on, just PM me and let me know, and I'll pop you in here. I got plenty of room, so it's not a problem. But I did want to showcase, I kind of have these in order on my big easel board that's to my right, your left, off screen that you can't see. So, I think we're besides Critic Al's last video on it, I think this is the penultimate final dump on the abortion that is Alien Earth, and I'm going to give it up to Critic Al and let him partner up with Rachel Percy Art, because I know for our sins they suffered and watched this abomination. I'm going to tell you, I didn't look at one single episode of this, and I don't feel
You got
bad
the
about
wrong
it.
slide.
No, I
This
don't.
seems to be Dora the Explorer. You need to get Alien Earth.
No, this is the same one, believe it or not.
What?
So listen, you two tag team this motherfucker and give it the send off it deserves. Speak on it, or now or forever hold your peace.
There's going to be a beautiful duet, but ladies first. Rachel, off you go.
Oh, what did they say? Chivalry's dead.
Oh, how nice of you letting me destroy it before you can get to it. But everything that they tried with this series, they failed. And I'm a crazy person that decided I would also listen to the guests that they thought we needed to have. And you hear them behind the scenes, what they intended. Oh, we wanted it to be this deep human story about what it means to be mortal and what it means to be a human and how you deal with trauma. Come on, where was that in this show? The only one that dealt with any trauma was that redheaded idiot there.
Nibs.
Nibs, yeah.
Nibs.
I keep calling her just the redhead. None of their names matter. Let's be honest. None of the characters matter.
No.
That's the real problem. There isn't a single character in here that actually needs to be here.
No.
What is it with
And
women
it was
Is
much
the
worse
only
than
one
the,
that
the ship.
Yeah, when you get to the Maginot, nobody needed to be there. They were all expendable. Nobody matters. And we see in the first episode that none of them matter. And then we get to that, oh, they're going to show us the real story of what happened on the Maginot. We know they all friggin' die. We don't need to know anything more than that.
Yeah.
It's just
In the most
Yeah,
retarded ways possible. Like
could you
one of the
possibly
crew
tell us
has a bigger
something?
kill count than the alien.
But it is that. Could you possibly tell us a little bit more about something that we already know an awful lot about anyway? Yeah, please do, because we're just waiting for more. If you don't mind, if I just going to interject for a few seconds here, I'm kind of done with this. First of all, I'm completely done with going back, origin stories and prequels and pre-prequels. I'm so done with it because there's only a finite amount of story that you can get out of something that's going before. So it's such a finite period of time that you're working with on origin stories. But
not just that, you have to be a very, very clever writer to not
you
write
do.
yourself into
You
a
do.
corner. And
Rather
these
than
aren't.
rather than backpedaling, which is what they consistently do. I mean, they've done it with Star Wars. We've seen them do it with so many different intellectual properties. But
The
the
stupid
backpedaling,
title is even oxymoronic. If it's
Yeah.
from Earth, how is it an alien?
yeah. But
Well,
there's another thing. There's another thing that really I'm so sick and tired of, and that is when you hear these pseudo-intellectual explanations of, well, what we're doing is we're exploring what it means to be human. How many times have we heard this from so many different movies and TV shows? What we're doing in this is we're exploring what it means to be human. You're not. You are not.
No.
You're trying to patch that stock hackneyed old phrase over something to intellectualize it, to make us think that we're watching something that's really, really deep. And it was far from that. It was, I mean, it goes to me, and I'm sorry for eating into your time, actually, Rachel, but I will
No,
finish
that's
in a
fine.
second.
Go ahead.
But I think it's an insult that that these people genuinely think that there is an audience for this. I'm sure there must be an audience, but it's a very, very small audience that's genuinely going to like this. But it's an insult. As I said last night on Lance's stream, they had the opportunity. They had the opportunity. They had the gift of the franchise, of the intellectual property. They had the gift of Giga's designs for the alien and the eggs and the other creatures, as well as a gentleman called Roger Dickin who designed the facehugger and the chestburster. They had the gift of all of the designs of the different spaceships and the world. So the world building had already been done for them. So that was a gift that was handed to them on a plate. The other gift that they had, as I mentioned last night, was they had the same 26 letters of the alphabet that they could have used in the same way that James Cameron used for Aliens. The same 26 letters of the alphabet that Dan O'Bannon and Ron Shusett used for the script for Alien. So why didn't they put those letters in some kind of permutation that makes some form of sense?
Because very few levels, very few writers these days have that level of talent. This is just modern. This is modern TV 101. It's showing you what it tells you.
Yes.
It's full of exposition dumps, no characterization, no life experience, a pretense of depth and profundity that is not there. They're like, oh, Peter Pan, so deep and intelligent and insightful. I'm just like, just fuck off. You've got no idea.
Was it just me? Was it just me, or did you kind of think, this is some kind of secret little bit of product placement for other Disney products here?
Oh,
I said in one of my reviews,
I didn't think it was
some
secret.
Nightmarish world where this is some nightmarish world where the only entertainment available is Disney movies.
Yeah.
Like Ice Age and
Oh,
Peter Pan, because that's
what
all
a
anybody
future.
ever
You just
watches.
froze my blood,
Yeah.
bro.
What a future.
I'm unavailable for the next 5 minutes while I take anti-anxiety medication.
Yeah,
oh
that-
my god.
that is dystopia.
101 Dalmatians
That's the
meets
true horror.
meets Alien
That-
will be coming next. Imagine that one.
Genuinely, that is dystopia right there.
Remember when
You see, what
James
you could have done
Cameron
with
See
this
what
series-
happened.
Alien Cruella 2027.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Right.
I mean, Wendy by the end of it is the villain, and you're meant to try and sympathize with her, and you're like, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
Well,
way
it's-
you
Yeah,
can.
because the people who are writing this are unsympathetic, they're narcissistic, they're fucking entitled, they're petulant, everything, they're dumb, they're
Yeah.
arrogant, delusional.
I mean,
They
Let's
hate
be honest.
themselves.
I mean, what
let's be
I would have
look
done
at
with this series is I would have set it in the future after Alien Resurrection, probably, or in between 3 and 4. I would have had the alien get to Earth, and then you could deal with things like, how does Weyland Yutani deal with this? How does the populace deal with this? Because in the comics, the alien is revered as a god by some people. There's like a cult of the alien. And you could have that kind of thing. You could have, is there a religion set up around it? So many ideas you could explore in the future with what way the alien interacts with humanity. But when they've done this, they've just done a stupid little island, children robots, and it's just also limited.
I mean,
And they
there
could
was
make that work.
I mean, if they wanted, look, I keep saying this because they had a chance, like in the 5th episode where they're on the ship, they're coming back to Earth. That's your story. This could have been. It didn't have to make it Earth. The aliens get out. They have to somehow figure out how the ship's been disabled. We got to figure out how to keep it from crashing into Earth, and somehow they could tie it into the first Alien with, sending out a beacon of stress. And that's how Weyland Yutani figures out, okay, this is what happened. This is blah, blah, blah. There's your story. They didn't have to go into child robots and stuff like that. Keep it simple. They can
Question. Is it just Wiggins, right? Every time I watched the show, as far as I could handle it, and this show could not write an open to save its life. I want to say that right now. I started every episode of this piece of garbage, and I couldn't stick with it. Like, we saw that damn goat shivering forever, but the times I was able to stick with it long enough, you only said Wiggins. So is the Futami or whatever company still out there? Yugatami is going to merge.
Yeah,
them
Weyland
sooner or
Yutani exists. There's 5 companies.
Yeah.
So there's no government
okay.
on this
It
Earth.
hasn't quite coalesced yet. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So we're in
There's
alien
no
movie
government.
form.
There's five companies that control everything. In
So
the
they're
solar
not
system.
even pre-building the world. It's the world we already had dumped at us.
that's
Okay,
also,
thank you, guys.
That's retconning the lore to begin with.
It
That's,
is.
Yeah.
It is.
and it's just ridiculous. But I'm going to be this right here. This show is just clearly a symptom of the cancer that's already plaguing Hollywood and movies in general.
I mean, this was in the works for quite some time, wasn't it? It was a number of years this had been in the works, so they've had ample time. They've had ample time to really go through this. I have a feeling that the showrunner already had something in mind, and it was a different
and it had
sci-fi
Alien put
show.
into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the alien was basically injected into the story, and he had this in mind, and he's presented it to them, and they've said, yeah, you can put an alien in that. Yeah, that's kind of very Disney.
I can totally believe that, because this show is better if you take the alien out. If you take the xenomorph out of it, it becomes better.
It's better. It's not good.
Oh, it's not good by any
No,
means.
not
No,
by
it
any
isn't good.
It's got some intriguing ideas in there, at least. It's
But
just as soon as you put
badly
the
written
alien
ideas.
in there,
Yeah.
Exactly.
you're
Well, they
then
could eas-
destroying an IP, and that's the problem.
So Nix has an interesting question here. So you guys that have watched this shit, how would you put it between 3 and 4 when there were only 2 made? I don't
did
get
3 parts.
It's not as
especially
good
the
as
assembly
either of
part.
those. It's
This-
not
this-
as good
this
as
is the
2.
best
It's not as
part.
good as.
I
It
love
had
both
scenes
those.
from 3 in the last one I watched. I think the final episode, we've got that scene replicated where the fake Johnny Lydon guy's like, I don't want to die, but this thing's killed me mates, and they're all sitting in like that cylindrical room, like having a little confab about how they're going to go after the xenomorph with like wrenches and pipes. It was that dull. It was that. It felt auto generated or machine written in the sense that like They dumped all Alien scripts in there and said, giving all these equal weight. Like, the problem with this show, you guys are talking about things that, like, are real, but the problem with this show happened with the poorly written prompt that generated the original story. I don't feel like this was had much human touch, and that xenomorph we saw, again, looked horrible.
It was terrible.
Oh
You
god.
never make
yeah.
you
It looked
never
like
put
somebody
the
in a
alien
costume.
in daylight. But one of the problems with this is where they've
I
got
could
a
see
guy
the-
wearing a suit.
I
and
can see
they've
the
made it
crinkling in his
comfortable for the
material.
guy to
Yeah.
wear.
It
looks
wasn't even- yeah.
worse than the alien suit from 50 years ago.
It wasn't
Put the
even like a
Nigerian
scuba
jacket
suit.
there.
It was like a jumpsuit made of like canvas, and you could see the folding in it. It was
Yep.
it was
Terrible.
poorly
It's a little
tailored. The
bit-
guy, it looked a lot like the outfit that Boba Fett had in the original like Return of the Jedi, like underneath his armor. You know, just kind of like a relatively tight fitting flight suit. It was
Yeah.
So
ridiculous.
loads
I
of
laughed.
Giga's fly mechanics has been cut out of it,
Mm.
and it just looks like a generic leathery texture.
Yeah.
They
So it's
could
less
have
than,
worked around this. They
Yeah.
could have worked around looking like he's in a suit just by having some hard surfaces, like
I wanna
absolutely.
ask-
Just, you know,
his shoulders.
the original
I want to ask
suit
you guys.
that-
Or soften the focus. It was that horrible. It was obvious.
I
yeah,
want to
it
ask you guys
was.
something that's been a big wing. So, I've not seen any of it, much less this series
Oh.
or season finale. Is it over, or they've left some
it's
kind of
done.
weird?
Well, no, I mean it's done on a cliffhanger.
Right.
It
Yep.
doesn't resolve at all. If he gets to season 2, it will pick up. But there's, I mean, the thing is, what worries
I don't
me
think
is
it'll
there's
pick
quite
up.
a lot of people who are lapping this up in the same way
think
that they
it'll
lap
keep-
Alien Romulus because
I
they
do-
eat
I
up
don't think
slop.
it ended. It feels like it just cut off. That's
Yeah,
I
it
think
didn't.
next season
Yeah.
they'll just. This show started and stopped. The last episode flipped on and off like a light switch. I was disoriented and annoyed by the incoherence, and I only stumbled to the end of this one by mistake. It was just kind of didn't get turned off. It was awful.
Yeah, there's not really any resolution. Nobody dies. Nobody's story arc resolves at all because barely anybody had a story arc.
I do have an idea on how they're going to clean this all up, and this is my theory that the gravity from the ship, the artificial gravity from the ship, and the Earth's gravity is going to create a singularity, a black hole, and suck this fucking universe into it, and we're going to be done.
Yay.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I mean,
Now
Yay.
you go again.
One
Yay.
I
question-
like
Hey,
this
one
idea
question
better
for
when
you.
it
I'll buy
was
that for
called The
$1.
Thing.
Yeah.
Noah
I've got one
Hawley has
question
already
for you.
said he's not
Right.
respecting. He's
Right.
not respecting canon. He's already said that. He
Yep.
said
Oh.
this is its own
I've got a
thing.
question for you. I've got a
Like,
question for you.
Yeah.
Is it worse? Is the costume worse than Abed in Community when he dressed as a xenomorph?
No,
In some ways, yes. In all honesty, it looks really rough in some shots, really rough. And the
Well,
movement. The thing is, when they got the guy to do it in Alien, he was a very lanky Nigerian chap, and he had this very unearthly insectoid movement because his limbs
he was
were so
trained.
long.
He had training.
He was trained as a dancer, if I remember correctly.
He was a dancer. You're
And
absolutely right.
I
he was a
believe he
dancer.
was a gymnast and dancer was the description. So I think if you're one, you're kind of the other. With the kind of dancing he did.
So he had that
wasn't
kind of
actually-
flowing movement. This
Yeah.
chap, whoever they've got playing the alien in this, does not. So it just looks like a bloke in a suit.
Hmm.
That's the problem. So when it moves, it just looks like a guy crawling on all fours.
How do they
It
keep
doesn't look
messing
like an
up
alien.
this formula? Get a bunch of aliens, stick them on a fucking colony, send in the colonial marines,
Ooh,
give
fuck
them
her
a
up.
bunch of weapons,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
boom.
That just makes too much sense. You didn't mix it with. You didn't needlessly mix it with Peter Pan. I mean, your idea was just too straightforward and entertaining. That's for video
Yeah.
games. TV shows meander and are stupid. They're made to be tweeted through, like this was.
There's a
Like,
certain
people
amount
are
of
claiming-
pretentiousness behind it. you
People
know.
are claiming that they were begging for this show. Oh, this is the show I've always wanted to see. Bullshit.
No one
it
asked
is
for
not.
that. No one asked for it.
No
No
one
one asked for
wants.
These
wanted
things
this.
were interesting.
If we
these
wanted a
ones were interesting
prequel,
'cause
we
it
wanted
wasn't
it
on
to
this
be
well.
Hadley Pope or something like that.
The thing is, I will give you the leeway to do your pretentious show if you can do it coherently. They couldn't. They couldn't do it. So if you can do it and pull it off,
Nope.
and it's a coherent show, then I can be like, okay, well, you had some weird ideas. I don't necessarily think they fit in the universe, but at least you pulled everything off coherently. I can't rip your show apart every single second with inconsistencies, non sequiturs, and plot holes.
Yeah.
But I can. So they failed. They failed miserably.
I'll drop the same comment again because it says it all. I liked Alien Earth's concept better when it was released, called The Thing.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, you've got concepts with sci-fi, haven't you? The concept between sci-fi and man versus machine, or man versus nature, or nature versus AI, and those kind of things. But you have to do more than just play at lip surface and think that you are doing something deep and profound when you're not. And that's
the real
where
man
this
versus
fails in
AI
every
story
single
was
way.
the real man versus AI story was when the idiots sat down to edit whatever Chat GPT or whatever they used spat out at them.
Exactly.
You probably should have
Really
pulled out
does feel like
you probably should have like there was a couple of Alien vs Predator scripts that you should not have fed in.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's only going to get worse when we get Predator Badlands, which is being currently hyped up by Dan Trachtenberg as a relationship story between the
That Predator looks like
Yelka.
that
And
Predator
the
looks
AI
like Worf.
No! No! No!
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell me that
I am at the
Predator
point of
doesn't
view where
look
I don't-
like
I
Mr.
don't
Worf.
want any more. That's the thing. We've got to the stage where I don't want more. I don't want more. Just leave it alone. Let it go.
I mean,
It's
we
like
have.
Star Trek.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we have what we have, and what we decide that we want to watch: Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, which I think is awful. I mean, Joss Whedon really should have stuck to writing for television rather than writing for movies. But what?
The Avengers? What? How dare you, sir?
There are 10 years. There
Come
are
on
almost
now.
10 years between those two movies. He came a long way. I got to agree with that. The one he's talking about, you're talking about the one with Winona Ryder, right? With
Yeah,
like
That's right.
replicant,
Where Ripley gets
yeah,
cloned.
replicant Ripley and all that bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
aside from an inspired performance by the cast and Grima Wormtongue among them, what the fuck was the point of that piece of shit? No,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
movie
I mean,
sucked.
I'm
But they
basically,
did-
I will take Aliens and Alien 3, and that's the end of Ripley's arc. That's fine. I'm happy with all that.
There's like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
or
fuck
two
that.
moments
Yeah.
in Alien Covenant when it's like when they're going through the water, but it doesn't justify a whole movie. Like, oh look, the aliens swim from the neck like aquatic iguanas. I'm like, that was cool, but then there was the 90 or so minutes wrapped around it that was like a real drag.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
thought Alien
There are-
Resurrection, I thought you had about half a good movie there. The first
the
half
thing-
where the pirate smuggler dudes are getting stalked throughout the ship, I was like, okay, that's cool. And
But
then you
he-
get to the end and you get the alien queen, it gives birth to it, and I'm like, no, this is dumb.
But Joss Whedon, this is where Joss Whedon ripped off every single one of the unproduced Alien 3 scripts. He obviously went through every single one of the unproduced Alien 3 scripts.
Gibson? Was it Gibson?
Yeah, there was not so much the William Gibson, more the Rex Pickett, the David
Right.
Toohey one, the Eric Red one, and one of the Alien 3 scripts was utterly bizarre. And it ended up where everyone was escaping on what they thought was a spaceship, and it turned out that the spaceship was actually a giant alien swimming through space. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
it's
that was-
wild.
yeah,
Some
it's
of these are
bizarre.
insane.
Just bizarre. But yeah, I mean, Joss Whedon, I think, you know, he did an okay job on cobbling together scenes from other people's work. That was fine. And it certainly pisses all over this Alien Earth, though. It does make.
I
Alien
think this is.
Resurrection
I
and Alien
genuinely
Covenant
think
look-
this is the worst thing we've had with the alien
Yeah.
name on it.
Oh, no
Yeah.
question.
I think it
No
goes
completely
right at the
agree.
bottom of the
No
pile.
question.
It goes
How the
below
fuck can you make
Romulus.
this worse? Really?
Yeah.
How can you
Yeah,
make
no,
this
it's
worse?
below Romulus. I genuinely put this below Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Yeah. Oh my God.
In
Yeah.
every
Oh,
way.
Yeah. In every
apart
way.
from-
Yeah. And
apart from production.
that's terrible.
Apart from production values. I
At
really
least
do.
they knew how to use the alien. At least
That's-
they knew not
yeah.
to put it in bright sunlight like a bunch of idiots.
And of course, what we had, what we had with AVP and AVP Requiem, we had Associate Dynamics Incorporated, which was Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr. They were the ones that created both the Aliens and the Predators for both of those movies. And I actually, for my money, I have to be completely honest, right? Now, I love Alien. It's my favorite movie of all time. The first Alien movie is, I think, just It's like a tour through an art gallery. But the best Alien I think that's ever been created for any of the movies was the Alien for Alien vs Predator. I think it was just a wonderful piece of work.
It's a shame it was shot in the dark a lot and you couldn't really see it. But yeah,
yeah. I mean, even if you
Here
see
and
that,
here on both parts of that comment, really.
you know, it just it's an amazing piece of work, and I was incredibly fortunate to have worked with both Tom Woodruff and Alec Gillis, and obviously, you know, the creature shop for Alien 3, but that when they departed from all of the Alien stuff, I think we really lost something there, because they went back.
I mean, one of the big problems with Alien versus Predator was the fact that it was Paul W.S. Anderson who was bloody doing it.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much only ever made one good film. And
Yeah.
one of those is not, you know, is not Alien versus Predator. So
sorry,
but,
sorry,
I mean,
sorry, go on, mate.
I was just going to say, like, I mean, it is elevated by this TV series. This TV series just it does. It's like the
Oh
Star
my
Wars
God,
sequels. They make everything before it look better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Phantom Menace, and I mean, look, my worst one, I think, is Attack of the Clones. I can't stand it. I think it's a piece of shit. But
Some of
to
the
be
dialogue in
completely
that is
honest,
so
I hate
cringy.
it.
well,
It gets everywhere.
I gotta
But
give that movie credit, honestly. The first 10 minutes of that movie reassured me that maybe we'd get something out of that trilogy, because what did they do? The first 10 minutes of that movie is nothing but addressing customer service complaints. It's like, what's with all these clones? We blow them all up in the first 2 minutes. It's like, what's with Jar Jar Binks? Like, Jar Jar, I'm afraid you'll need to stay here and do homework. It's like, okay, I like that. It's like, we hate this child Anakin. Like, Hayden Christensen ain't fantastic, but I was like, all right, okay. And that movie, at least the last 25 minutes, were really good. I agree with everybody, but I think that Attack of the Clones gets too much shit because it had to connect, you know, it had to build back from a point of being preposterous as well. That movie accomplished more to get us 3, which is a real Star Wars movie that feels like Star Wars.
The thing is, if you take
justify
Attack of the Clones and cut out every scene where Anakin and Padme are talking to each other, it's improved about 80%.
Leave the scenes, cut the dialogue. Just have him breathing and staring at her, and we get the point across just as well.
Jen Sparkles.
You can't cut out her seduction, Chris.
What is the just real quick segue? What is the issue with I didn't increase her boobs, Jen. That God did that. He blessed us with a wonderful, wonderful gift. I didn't do that. That's God that did that. So listen, Jen, you're not the only person that's allowed to have big boobs. I'm just saying. So anyway, let's flush this. Is there any definitive word on this besides anything that we haven't already said on this turd? We've given it.
So my final word on Alien versus Alien is: there's a handful of good scenes, there's a handful of good ideas, but everything is executed so badly that I can't give them credit. I just can't.
My final words on it would be: they were gifted fantastic designs, they were gifted fantastic sets and concepts, they were gifted a fantastic universe, they were gifted the most amazing intellectual property, and they fucking blew it.
My final word on this is: I never thought you could fuck up a wet dream, but they just proved me wrong.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
My final word. Can I just get that one? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Give me. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead. Teague, go. Admiral.
My final thought is it took them about 4 or 5 episodes longer. There were 4 or 5 episodes better at imitating a good show that might pay off than Alex Kurtzman, where you know in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, moving on to slightly better, but not much. So, as I've said on another stream, I believe it was either Lance's show or the 1,000 subscriber celebration for Northern English Bastard. By the way, as a reminder, Northern English Bastard surpassed 1,000 like a motherfucking G last week. So again, congratulations into the 1,000 club, Northern English Bastard. So
without seeing any films in 1985, it's really quite incredible.
Yeah, you just fucked it up with that, but that's okay. Oi, Wes. I would do impression. Oi, Wes. yeah, I want to get into that 1985 stream. Is that cool? I'm like, yeah, man, that's great. I'm gonna do you opener for you. I'm like, oh, bet, do that, man. Yeah, I want to make all of the screenshots and all of that. Yeah, it sounds good. All right, man, great, thanks. And oh, by the way, I've not watched a single fucking movie from 1985.
You talked about the wrong movies. All right, that's not
Oh, okay, all right.
Brilliant.
All right,
Brilliant.
so moving
God.
40 years ahead into the future, 2025. So I'm an avid Stephen King fan. His work, not his person. But been waiting many years to see some good and maybe even great adaptations of his work. There has been some. The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile come to mind right off the top of my head. Even the 1994 kind of cheaply made, but earnestly made The Stand adaptation. And I'm even a fan, believe it or not, of The Dark Tower. I like Idris Elba as the
What about
gunslinger.
Maximum Overdrive?
Fuck yourself. So
We'll just
AC/DC
enjoy that over here in the corner.
AC/DC.
Say that's his only good movie or story, in my
Yikes.
opinion. That and The
Yikes.
Shining was massively improved by the director. But go on, I'm sorry.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So anywho, are you saying that Maximum Overdrive is better than fucking Shawshank Redemption? Are you fucking saying that?
No book for it to ruin right there off the bat. It's better. What
bet it's
book
not better
did
than
Maximum
Sleepwalker.
Overdrive ruin? What book does Maximum Overdrive destroy?
It's not a book. It's a short story called Truck.
So right there, it's better.
Teague, I don't know.
That is a cocaine dream, and we all know it.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
There is no good movie of any Stephen King story. Maybe Salem's Lot, but that was TV. He has never been able to translate to the big screen. And also, I would say the presence of cell phones has destroyed his writing career and his ability to be prolific because it destroys every single story he ever had. Cujo's over in 4 minutes.
Wow.
Pet Cemetery doesn't happen if people have working cell phones. Even pagers start to. He is finished by the time people have working cell phones. He is of the past. It's like as if a guy's well, we have 4 days till the Pony Express gets here. Like his ticking clock, ideas are just gone. If you've noticed, since the cell phone has been prevalent, he has to take out all of civilization to have a successful story.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
I hadn't considered that. I will.
That's
certainly
No one's
look
battery
into
ever
that.
even just dies. He's not fucking creative anymore.
Yikes. Okay.
I would say Cycle of the Werewolf would work with those, but
Yeah.
you can still make that one work.
You
Strange enough,
might
that's
be
one
Silver
of the
right.
Bullet.
things that modern writers.
Yeah, he made that.
fall
He made
across with
Silver.
the
He made
invention
Silver
of the cell
Bullet.
phone.
I mean, there's
like a
listen,
30%. There's 30% of his stuff I haven't read or seen that I will acknowledge that you might be right about. But what I know, what wouldn't a cell phone ruin aside from Shawshank Redemption?
The Running Man is basically because it happens because of cell phones or cell phone type.
There is society's
technology.
been taken out and reordered though, so it doesn't count anymore.
Oh, look at you moving the goalpost with your fucking holodeck.
Where's his cell phone?
Son of a bitch.
show me his cell
cell
phone.
phones-
What
the
scene
cell
does he
phones
pull
are
out
how
his
they-
phone in and start playing Snake while he waits for the next opponent in the maze?
Cell phones are how they
Oh my
report
God.
Ben Richards on his run. That's the whole point of the movie. But they hadn't been invented when he wrote the book. But I mean, it works and it's actually set in 2025. Anyway, back to my
Yeah, I don't
point.
want to talk about movies for today's audience.
All right, fair enough. You know what? I want you to invite me on your Star Trek show so I can shit all over your Star Trek for you there, buddy.
We do a
Anyway.
good job of that ourselves when the episode's bad. We're
I'm
doing
sure that's
Enterprise
true.
right now, so every once in a while
Lord.
we come across a real bad. Well, season
was
3's
that- how
better,
was
but
that,
season 2, whoa! I mean, I
How was
digress
that
though.
new Star Trek movie, Star Trek Discovery: The Search for More Tampons? How's that coming around? Is
You
that
mean
coming out
Section
yet?
31? That was one of the worst things ever. I honestly,
That
I
is the
celebrate-
worst thing to have the Star Trek name on it. Seriously,
It might,
makes Discovery almost
no,
look like a
actually,
good show.
the very last few episodes of Section 31 were far worse, far worse, and I feel like Alex Kurtzman is
the last few
extorting
episodes
the
what?
money. of Star Trek Strange New Worlds were actually far worse than
Strange
Section
New Worlds.
31.
I gave up with that.
It was far worse than it was actually able to be worse in less time than Section 31. Rarely has a group of failed writers had this many years to keep on getting worse. They're so much worse now than when they started. This is some of the worst entertainment ever. I mean, Alien Earth, like I said, it imitated a good show for like 3 or 4 episodes longer. Like it falls apart in the middle of episode 1 every time for a new Star Trek series, and it just keeps falling throughout the run.
That is
Fair
scary
enough.
if it's worse than Section 31. That is, I mean, that is another level. That really is.
I'm very happy that we
Far
got into
worse.
Star Trek.
Far
tangent.
worse. Minute by minute, it's
bring it
worse.
back.
Yeah, we are getting
I'm
off topic now.
We're
Steve.
gonna
I just
bring
need
it
to join
back.
Teague on one of his shows, and then we'll talk about
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
leave
yeah.
it for now.
Yeah.
Everyone's
So-
invited on my Star Trek show and on my weekday show, which tomorrow I'm going to do in the afternoon so that we can do it on metric time for a European guest.
Nice.
Make
Hey,
it
Critter,
so.
Pop his channel up in the chat again, if you would, please. So Stephen King's 2025 was supposed to be pretty epic. We had Monkey Paw, we had Life of Chuck, we had The Institute, we have just recently had The Long Walk, and we have the more, I guess. Well, I'm hoping a more faithful adaptation of The Running Man from the book. Whether it stays that way or not is left, I don't know. However, even though he's supposed to be having this banner year, old SK Krusty Bones cannot fucking derail his TDS enough to not get on social media and completely shoot himself in the foot. You would think such a prolific writer, someone who's been in the public eye for more than 50 years, would know how to do that, but he is unable to. The mind virus of the liberal has completely infested him. It's why every book that he has written since 2016, and I can attest to this, has somehow had some TDS thing put in it, which will completely yank you out of the narrative of the story. So my question for the panel,
Absolutely.
thank you, Rachel. My question for the panel, whether you like him, love him, hate him, whatever, whether you think his adaptations are good or not, has Stephen King effectively canceled himself by not shutting his fucking pie hole long enough for his stuff to just get out there and sell? Has he ruined his 2025? Let's
Yes.
start at the top. Okay, let's
Yeah.
start at the who do I have up
I
to?
got, you got me at the top, but I'm ready to go
Bring
on
it.
this one. I mean,
Go,
you're
bring
right
it.
in my wheelhouse.
Bring it.
When Stephen King was young and obscure, he had to charge money to read his words, and people lined up around the block to do it. As he became famous and old, he kept on cranking out books with a prolific amount of with a pretty high level of quality, with the outlier great and outlier terrible story. Then suddenly he started giving his words away for free, and no one wanted to hear them or ever even so much as pay money for them again. While not canceled, a Stephen King project needs to be well reviewed and pretty controversy free before people are going to give it a chance. If that happens, and he has something like a charismatic star, and you keep Stephen King in the back, and he agrees to limit himself to like 5 tweets a week, which he can't, then he would be viable again. When Stephen King passes away, he's going to go through one of the hugest resurgences of anyone, because up until a certain point in his career, he's enormously readable and a page-turning author who kept it very brief, actually. And then, I don't know, getting off drugs or whatever it is, he becomes this internally long windbag with like these long 1,500-page stories. I liked novel length or novella length Stephen King. I thought that he brought a lot to horror and he was great. But now, whether he's canceled or not is going to come down to self-control that this man, I think, does not have. We're going to have to find it. This movie will be an interesting case because Mark Hamill could also tank it. So if both of them shut up, it'll be fine. But I think that his cancellation, it's on and off. If he shut up now and kept his mouth shut and didn't start up again for a year or two, if he kept it to a couple of opinions a week, yeah, the movie might do okay because people would, if it's good, word of mouth could still save it.
All right, well, you got to follow that one, Critic Al. Go for it.
Yeah, he's fucked. He's his own worst enemy, isn't he? I mean, some people just can't shut the hell up. Mark Hamill did it and made everybody like hate him. Stephen King's doing it, and he's not doing himself any favors. And the Charlie Kirk thing in particular, I think, really was a bad judgment on his part, and he just couldn't shut the hell up. And I think that's what's caused him massive problems.
He withdrew the initial tweet. Did he then continue digging?
He
by trying to say,
apologized
like,
for
let
it.
me have some context about why I was wrong, or did he walk away from it cleanly at least? How
I don't
bad
think
was the
I don't think
aftermath?
you ever walk away
I
from
think
that
the damage
cleanly.
was done.
I'm a big proponent
Yeah, I
of
Yeah.
turned away from Stephen King's excretions a long time ago. He's an idiot.
sure. I think once you say it and it's out there, in
He
the
said it. He
ether-
got called out on it, and he apologized. But he said it in such a vitriolic way as so many other people have.
Mm.
And I think that's just the one that you just don't get away with is Charlie Kirk. You just don't get
Yeah.
away with that one.
Well,
Nobody
yeah,
has. really.
exactly. And I
And that's
think it's
fucked him.
like it's one thing to be like Orange Man bad, as stupid and brainless as that opinion is, and it's getting dumber. Believe me.
I think
As
a lot
dumb
of
as
these
that is,
people were
when,
programmed to believe it was a teachable moment. Like, look at Tuvok, Tim Russ. A lot of these people like took the opportunity to sort of like shake a finger at everyone else. Like, yeah, you know, too bad, but like, look what a bad person he was. Like, that seemed to like permeate some of
Yeah.
what his mindset on this one. Aside from, he seemed to spike the football. Really was his crime. But then there was also a bunch of gross teachable moments too.
listen, I am of the opinion of this: unless you are a kid toucher that has a long history of luring kids into panel vans and doing unspeakable things, nobody deserves to get their head blown off on, or in this case, you know, God forbid, a neck blown out.
That was a horrible thing to see.
Yeah, on
too, yeah.
fucking, you know,
Oh, God.
in live TV, you know, in the public eye like that. Nobody deserves
In
that.
front of his family as well,
In
dude.
front of his
Like,
family
his
and,
wife
you
and his
know,
kids
No
were
matter
there.
what his ideas, he brought them to the right place for a debate too. I mean, he's not getting enough credit from his critics either.
Yeah. Critic Al, real quick. I'm
You know.
sorry. I don't mean to jump. What is it in the private chat? You have, what is your 95?
Oh, sorry, Ghost in the Shell.
Really? I would have
It's an
thought.
anime. I'm a fucking
I
weeb.
would have
Yeah,
thought
that's a
you
good
would
one.
have said, I would have thought you would have said, whatchamacallit, the one we reviewed from 95. The,
Strange Days wasn't 95, was it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
95.
Yeah, Strange Days.
No way. Okay, yeah, Strange Days all day long.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
can't change
review
it. You can't change it. You can't change it. That's it. It's
No,
locked
no,
in. It's locked
down
in.
there.
Strange Days is my favorite film of all time.
Is
I
it-
know
is
you
it-
said. Yeah.
Let me ask you: is it streaming now? Because all I have is DVD for Strange Days.
I
don't know.
I think you can only. I have it on iTunes. So, but we'll get to that. I didn't know what.
I will
GI
look into it now. But yeah, Strange Days is
Yeah.
a lock. I don't know why that didn't come up on Google. Fucking hell.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Well, I remember everything from 95 because I was a senior in high school. So I can remember pretty much all the 95. Who's next? Oh, it's Rachel. Rachel, I'm going to go hand it over to Luke for a second, and I'm going to utilize the toity. So you say what you want to say about Stephen King. If she finishes before I get back, whoever's next in the queue, which I think is Mr. E, say what you got to say on this.
It's okay.
I probably won't
Okay.
finish before you get back. But
Yeah,
I
so
started
Rachel,
reading.
Stephen King. So is
I
Stephen
s-
King fucked, or is he not?
Oh, well, I started reading Stephen King when I was about 9 years old, which I probably shouldn't have. And I think I've read all but maybe two of his, it was his latest ones. He's done nothing in the last 10 years that wasn't disappointing, in my opinion, in some way. And
Yeah, do you think
he
it might
just,
be like the Family Guy sketch where it's like, my next book's going to be like a lamp, and it's like, you're not even trying anymore, are you, mate?
no, he's not. He's not trying anymore because he's out of ideas, I think. I think he's actually out of ideas.
He does repeat
But he
a lot
keeps-
of tropes, doesn't he? But it's like,
Oh, he
there's always-
does.
yeah, like there's always the Christians who are nutcases. And when it's kids, you always get the
Mhm.
one who's the main protagonist who wants to be a writer, and then you get the jock, the kind-hearted jock,
Yeah.
the fat kid, the goof comedian kid.
All set in the same kind of place as
psychic
well. You always
kid.
get that same kind of.
It's-
Yeah, Maine. So is Maine as well.
Yeah.
And there's always
I mean,
some kind of
that setting-
childhood screen going on as well, isn't there? Like Gerald's
Yeah.
Game, fucking It, and what was it?
I
Dolores
do think he has.
Clarion.
I think he has some great ideas. I do think he gets a bit derivative sometimes, but I think he has some great ideas. I really do. Like I thought, like especially some of his background stuff. I was like, I mean, the Running Man. What a great idea, you know.
Yeah,
before
when
anything
he
like,
had writing.
Hunger Games, or
The Running
or
Man
even
is a
Battle
great
Royale,
idea,
really.
but isn't Running Man just part of a larger book? It's like a series of short stories, right? That the Running Man's like 45 pages, Is that correct? Right.
Yes, it's just a short story. Yeah, it's just a short
Right.
story.
He's big on that, and that's what I do like when he puts out like a book of like several chapter long or 2 chapter long stories. He's fantastic for stuff like that, and like things like Skeleton Crew were fantastic.
ideas.
And then something happened to this man's brain.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I think we all know
Rachel-
what
Rachel?
happened to this man's brain.
Coke.
We all know what happened to his brain.
It was
the
cocaine car accident
painkillers
and
and the
Trump.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Trump was the
mean,
final straw. He can't handle
he
it
was-
anymore. He's done.
He was acting a little bit unhinged before Trump, but yeah, I mean Trump just like has his number or whatever.
Just
Yeah, 'cause you see his little cameos in movies like Maximum Overdrive. He's really sure that he's made a horror masterpiece, but he unintentionally gave us a comedy, a dark comedy.
That one was a dark comedy masterpiece, though. Maximum Overdrive is fantastic, and I believe is it Lisa Simpson in that movie? So I mean,
Is it better than Sleepwalkers, though?
And
'Cause
Trump's
that was
wife
written by
Marla
him as well.
Maples. Sleepwalkers is pretty
I think
bad.
he's always going to be
Oh,
a
he's
massive. He's always going to be a massive name in modern literature. Always. That's never going to
Oh, yeah.
change. But
The
I do
less
think that what he's
serious
doing
he
with his
tries-
later years is he's just damaging his own legacy because he's just starting to turn into that guy who's shouting at pigeons. Do you know what I mean?
He's never equaled
And
Salem
he's
really
just, I'm like
is.
Ridley Scott. I'm like, please stop, please stop.
Well,
yeah, his
how far did
early
we get?
books are where it's at. I'm still not done.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Carrie is fantastic.
I'm only halfway through my list.
Like his early works, they're classics. And that's why we keep going back to them and remaking them and reimagining them and bringing them back to the forefront. We're not going to do that with his later works. And he's only ruined not only his reputation as a writer with his later works, but he's ruined what we thought of him as a human being recently.
I'd
He
agree
used to
with
be the guy that would share pictures of his dog on Twitter and just laugh
Yeah.
about how cute his corgi is.
Well, I
and
have
now
a theory.
we have this.
I have a theory, and my theory is this, and I've said it before. I think somebody that goes this fucking hard for this has got someone in their ear, the Mossad, the Diddy agents, somebody like that that's got an Epstein Island tape or something, and it's like, listen,
I think this
toe the line.
Jabba the Hutt looking wife of his.
Nah, because you know
Holy
what?
Tabitha.
I mean, to be fair, the guy did write child orgies.
Poor Tabby. Listen, hey, at least you know he married for love. At least you know that. So
He married because he couldn't grow a beard. Now he can put Rogaine on his face and just remain a bachelor.
true.
Well, from a
There's
logical
only-
point of view, always marry a woman uglier than you.
There's only so many women
Hey.
that are gonna be like, hey, one of your more prolific novels has a really graphic child sex scene, but I still love
Yeah.
you. It's no problem. It's
I
no
don't know,
problem,
I-
baby.
Yeah, if it wasn't for
Yeah.
Tabitha,
And that's
if it wasn't for Tabitha, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about him.
Isn't
Yeah.
it so weird that
Really?
they do sensitivity
So-
readings on books and they censor the shit out of that literature like all the time, but they haven't got round to taking the child orgy out of it?
Well, I think it's funny that he self-canceled the Bachman book Rage because it's a school shooting book, right? But he's like, oh, but the
Yeah.
child sex orgy in the shit sewer, totally fine, no problem there.
It's
Hey, we got
important
somebody.
to the story.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it is. Lauren, who I've never seen before. Thank you, Lauren, not only for joining us. I hope you did subscribe and please check out my cohorts. Per Forbes, Trump has increased his net worth by $3 billion with a B since January. Groceries, utilities soaring. America are desperate. Unemployment is up. Nothing is cheaper, but at least Trump is richer. This is something
that
that
is one of the most AI-ish bullshit statements we've ever.
I
Thank
think
you for
she's-
giving a human voice to that for the very first time.
I think she's saying that's a quote from Stephen King.
I
Is
think
that what
she's
you're
an
saying,
AI,
right, Lauren?
right?
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
sounds
That-
like
you
it-
know
it
what?
sounds like a
If
Stephen King
it's a
doesn't
quote
it?
from Stephen King, I could believe that too because he sounds like an angry AI. He does.
Lauren, clarify in the chat before I have my
Before we
moderator.
eviscerate you.
Yeah, is this something you're
Lauren,
saying? Or is
send
this-
us
is
an
this
emoji and prove you're real. Other
Yeah,
than
hold
the
up
check
2
mark.
fingers.
That
Hold
could
up
have
2
been
fingers
cut
while you
and
take a
pasted.
shot.
Yeah.
Is this something that Stephen King said? I'm guessing it probably is. But
Answer
yeah.
this question.
Stephen King's
What's
actually
three,
got her at
what's 3
gunpoint
plus,
right now.
Lauren, what's 3 plus 5? What letter is the answer to that?
What's this? What's the smell of orange?
How many?
Give
How,
me-
how
give us
much
the
wood
correct
could a
letter.
woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck
Good
wood?
Chuck Wood.
The letter is
Pi
a
is
letter
one-
between
Pi is
6 and 8.
3.14. Stamp out the next number.
Yeah. She's saying it from Forbes though, because it's she got Forbes right at the beginning. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it's from Forbes.
I think she's right. Yeah, and I think that's a good point. But yeah, listen, I never attribute to malice what can be done by whatever the fuck that quote is. So, yeah, no,
I think.
Mr. E. I'm sorry, Rachel. Are you done shitting on SK or are you still going?
Oh, I'm done. He's screwed.
Okay.
He screwed up his legacy, his nation. He's done for.
I mean, at the
For
very
sure,
least, he
he's-
screwed up his big 2025, right? I mean, I remember people advertising. They were like, hey, in 2025, I remember during the pandemic, they were already talking about, they're like, hey, 2025 is going to be a huge year for King. He's finally, Long Walk's going to be adapted, and Running Man, and, The Institute, which at that point, I hadn't even read it. So I was kind of like, okay, yeah. And now, it's just he's just self-destructive. But anyway, Mr. E, what do you got anything to add into this or no?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and simple. I
Please.
really don't give a fuck if he's canceled or not. After I watched The Lone Woke the other day, I took my hard copy and I threw it into the fire. I am so sick of celebrities telling me what to think, how to think. It's ridiculous. Let him get canceled. At this point, I'm so sick of it. He puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. As far as I'm concerned, Hollywood could just implode. I'm just sick of it. Shut up, write your books, write your screenplays, short stories, and just keep your mouth shut.
Fair enough.
Well said.
Inside Man, please bless us with some knowledge. Everyone sounds 10 times smarter.
Here we
Once
go.
they have a British accent, except for Northern English, who sounds like he's got marbles in his mouth. But that's for another time. So go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to start by saying I've always thought that he was overrated anyway. I never thought that he was particularly good in a literary sense. Had some interesting ideas, which unfortunately he seems to have recycled again and again and again. We have variations on a theme for so many of his books from, excuse me, since I suppose the 80s. And they are just variations on a theme. I'm not particularly interested in the guy. I've never liked him as a human being. I've never thought he was a particularly decent person. I've seen quite a few interviews with him where I thought, he's quite repellent. I think The Shining, as Admiral Teague had said, I think The Shining movie is way, way, way beyond the book. It's such a major improvement on the book, but he's such an egotist that even back then he couldn't quite grasp that somebody else could maybe do a better job of his story than he could.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't like him. I like him even less now. In fact, I loathe him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I do. I think he's a thoroughly detestable human being. And I think what he's done just recently, I think the comments that he made just recently, I think really shows that he's now become one of the monsters and ghouls that he writes about. And he's a fucking ghoul.
All right. So that's a clear warning, Mr. King. If you notice Inside Man trotting up the lane up there in the northeast, you'd better get out of the way because he's going to come off that road and kick you right in your fucking head there.
Inside Man came off as nothing more than jealous of Mr. King's very good looks. I thought it was quite petty, sir. No one wears a flannel like Mr. King.
Right.
Maybe George Lucas.
God,
Once
can you
again,
imagine?
Admiral Teague has broken the panel completely with a couple of insane comments. But I mean,
Hey,
it is
that's
true.
why
The guy's
that's why
funny
I have
looking.
you on. That's why I have you on. I need somebody
I-
that makes me look a little bit more normal and less inflammatory.
Breathe
you
down
on.
there.
I will
Breathe.
make you look normal. I mean, challenge accepted. I won't make this guy look normal, though, because he has gone pro in being eccentric. When he was young and he was rich and he was funny and he was creative, he was eccentric Stephen King. And when that person, like, he prosecuted that guy to the point that he couldn't drive in New England again, the guy who hit him with, like, you know, and the guy who hit him with the car. Like, that guy's traffic record justified it. There was a point where he was like, okay, Stephen King. I didn't read that early book that's so controversial, to use a British word. But I'm sorry, I'm bilingual. I
Controversial?
like to show I harbor. It's so listen. There's a controversy about the word controversial, and I don't want to really address it. But you know
I also like to say controversy as well, but it's more from mystery men than that. You know, that's a good point that you brought up. Like, yeah, 1999 wasn't a great year for Stephen getting fucking hit by that van. But you know, at the same time, we would have lost out on a few mediocre books. But we would have not.
You're saying that if it had been a little worse, maybe we'd all be better off.
I mean, I'm not saying that somebody from the Republican conservative party.
He would approve of this, considering what he
win the
writes
path.
about. How can he dispute this conversation?
Yeah.
Well, the driver should have just sped up.
We wouldn't have had Dreamcatcher and the wonderful shit weasels. So there.
Yeah, good
We
point.
wouldn't have had that.
We could have used a Ouija board to get them by Stephen's own logic. I mean, come on. We just gotta have his gorgeous wife. I mean, you know, have Jabba like levitate over to like wherever they like some kind of Indian burial ground. But I just want to go on record. People, please know this. The native guardians of the United States, they did not bury their fucking dead. They exposed them in trees. And I do not see the remains of a forest in The Shining. So Stephen King, do a little fucking research,
Boy.
man.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
You jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I stabbed a man on the heart.
I swear to God, I want that
saw
on
that.
the blurb on the back
Straight
of the
killed
book.
a guy.
I really do.
You know what? Yeah, that is a better endorsement of Stephen King than on the back of any of his books for the last 20 years. A madman who rants from New England about the ills of the world from his ivory tower, throwing money at crazed causes while putting people down and trolling the dead. Buy this book.
Now I've got all of the main nice is going to be coming after me and on Twitter. That fucking lot of toxicity and his fucking gay friend, the Admiral. Oh, I don't like those guys. That fucking wicked shysters, those two. We ought to bury him up in the pet cemetery. What do you say, Otis? Yeah. All right. Enough about my formerly
The Pet Cemetery, where they generate Red Sox fans.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. So on the note of people that are just can't help but fucking cancel themselves. So Jimmy Kimmel got pulled from he got stomped out. Then all the liberals fucking bled their vaginas all over social media. Then he got put back on, but then he got pulled off again by two of the major networks who said, nah, playa, we ain't doing that. So he has not decided to do his blackface skit again for some reason that I can't understand. Are you not proud of your work, Jimmy Kimmel? I don't get it. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this fucking piece of dog shit in the rain. However,
I heard he did most of his work in whiteface. The picture on the right is actually him.
Yeah, that's true. It is true.
He's been selling out to try to please people for decades now.
Yeah. No, that's a lot of people don't know that. So thank you.
He's a self-hating black guy.
Northern.
Right before and after the jab.
Let's start from the bottom this time. Go in hard on some Jimmy Kimmel. Did he deserve to be deplatformed for his bullshit, or do you think free speech is free speech and it is? Well, we know in the UK free speech ain't free speech because God forbid you guys say something about the Prophet Muhammad. You're fucking done out there. I mean,
we are in the very real position. We are just seriously for a second. We are in the very real position in the UK of a guy going to prison for having more of a punishment for burning a book than the guy that tried to stab him for burning the book.
You better stop those guys
that's
right
it.
now. I've seen them. They've come to my town to have a little party about 24 years ago, and they're a bunch of scumbags. I've seen what they're capable of. Don't
they're all psychopaths.
don't let them
Oh,
don't let
psychopaths.
them inculcate themselves into your society. They'll try to make it like theirs.
Too late.
Yeah,
Well,
too late. You guys better just start getting
Yeah,
work visas.
has been wrong.
The
You
United
know,
States.
we threw out
Just
your
start
king.
learning
You
Arabic
guys,
and get it over and fucking done
we-
with. Seriously.
I would point out we threw out your king. You guys could just do the same thing. I mean, it wasn't over religion, but I mean, clearly, like Caliph Charles needs to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I got a great idea. Once ICE is done sweep and clearing all of the Chinese and the various Hispanic illegals, why can't we just fill them up? We're like, who's going to do those jobs? I know, white people from the UK. Come on over. You can clean our toilet.
We'll be the new
Team
Mexican.
King, fly them all over right now. Yes, personally.
I support this. Let's just bring them all over here.
I'm so brilliant.
It'd be,
I'm
like
so brilliant.
it'd be like everybody in the US would have a posh English butler. It'd be
Yeah.
love it.
I love Mr. Belvedere.
Honey, I've
That's one
got
of my
some good
favorite
news.
shows.
Honey, I've got some good news. I let go of the daycare people and I got ourselves an au pair. It's the same thing with a better name.
Yeah, I just feel bad. I feel bad
This
for all
one's
those
white.
liberals. I feel bad for all those liberals that got Rosetta Stone so they could understand their maids and their lawn keepers. And then they got to come up. They got to find some kind of app to understand people from fucking Scousa. Oh, go in the back and then go to tell her up to the on that back now.
I just had learned how to speak Gardner and they deported the guy.
There's something in the world.
Oh, back to your question anyway. Yeah, he deserved to be deplatformed because these guys are always going out their way to fucking deplatform us just for having an opinion. So screw him. They reap what they sow.
Okay. A more important question: how are you at lawn maintenance, Northern English Bastard? Are you okay? Where are you at with lawn maintenance? Are you good or?
Well, you got to speak Spanish. We call it lawns over here. I think it's what, garden over there.
Oh, okay. You pop up in the garden, do a little bit of hoeing.
I'm always hoeing.
You're always hoeing? Yeah, I'm gonna tell the wife. I'm gonna tell your wife. Okay. Anyway, Rachel, what do you think? Should he have been deplatformed, or should free speech be free speech, and that's the end of it?
I feel like if you're in his position, you have to have enough common sense to say, maybe tonight I'm not going to make fun of the father and husband that was just shot in front of hundreds of people.
Agreed.
Live for
Agreed.
everyone to see.
Speaking of
You
live for
have
everyone
to
to
have
see,
enough sense.
Fandad Menace makes an appearance on my channel for the first time in a very long time. Fandad, how are you? We were just discussing your culture and how we are trading you guys for all the ICE deported Hispanics and Chinese. How do you feel about that? Pretty good?
Crack on, lad. Yeah. I'm
All right. Yeah. Listen, I'm a genius. Listen, tell your prime minister, Toxic has figured it out. I can fix two major problems at once.
I was telling him that very thing earlier today. And he just told me to fuck off or he'll put me in jail for speaking.
I'm not listening to you right-wing bigots, okay? I'm the Prime Minister, and I will arrest you if you say we don't have free speech in this country. Because
Why
we
do you
certainly
sound-
do.
Sound French? Who's that?
Kermit the Frog.
He's actually British.
Is that the fucking Northern English potato? How you doing, lad?
Anyone who doesn't like my roast is racist.
Spit them fucking marbles out, will you?
Oh boy. Listen, if you guys are all good, we're all going to be Americans here. We all got to get along like we already do in America, where everybody already gets along with what oh wait, never mind. All right. Anyway, so who was on was it Rachel you were on? Okay, so Rachel you say fuck Jimmy Kimmel basically? Are we
Basically. Pretty
okay,
much.
Mr. E, I don't even feel like I even need to ask this question, but go ahead for pro forma sake. Should he have been deplatformed, or are you still glad that you killed all those Middle Eastern people so he has the right to get on here and shit on America?
Oh, let him say what he wants, but yeah, I hope he enjoys the fact that the pendulum's swinging the other way. You got to watch what you say now.
Here.
Well, you always had to watch what you say. Free speech is not free speech is not free speech. So I'm going to jump in here because I have something to say on this. And it's my show, so I'm going to get the final word on it regardless. But so I had a conversation with a friend of the channel. I don't want to dox him and say who it was because his take is a little bit on the hot side. So I'm not going to say his YouTube.
Dude, you only have like 3 friends. We're going to figure it out.
Touche. Well, but I don't want to be too evasive, so it rhymes with Pemperer Foodwin. And he basically said last year when Destiny, the piece of shit, was laughing at the firefighter who was killed during the attack on Donald Trump at the rally, I was like, yeah, no, you need to be deplatformed for that. That's not, you can't fucking do that. And he was like, no, he can say whatever he wants. I'm like, no, free speech is not free speech. You can't go into it's the old saying, you can't go into a crowded theater and yell fire. I can't get on here and say, hey, I want somebody to go over to this guy, John Smith's house at 127 Primrose Lane and put a bullet in him. Blah. You can't say shit like that. Like there is parameters, there is limits. And on top of that, there's lower level stuff where if, like, say I'm working for a company, which I have, and they're like, hey man, your fucking YouTube channel. I mean, I'm going to give you an example right now. My book got me not fired, but got me no longer working at the university. Like, I cannot work at Kansas University anymore after a couple people read my book and were disturbed by what it is that they read. I just had to take that one on the chin. Which
and that's art.
Can I add
a completely different thing, to be honest, because that's art. That should be protected. Because that's not you. That's not you necessarily. You know, that's not you as a statement. That is just a creation. It is art.
Well,
and art has to
when you have
be
somebody
allowed to challenge and to offend.
Well, true. However, when that art is attached to a name and the name is attached to a person and the person is the head of campus security in certain sectors, and that person happens to have the background in which I have, you know, the dominoes will fall where they may. And that's fine. You know, it is.
I guess, but like, at the same time, you didn't have Stephen King being investigated for being a pedo when he wrote the child orgy.
That's true.
Might I suggest also that's why we have names like, you know, Jill Warden or something like that, you know, a nom de plume, so to speak. I mean, I would have just kept my identity secret on that one.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. When you have a record like I do, one of the best defenses that you have, I mean, listen, after, you know, someone reads aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon, that tends to chill people the fuck out a little bit. But it also, you know, may limit.
It's also my favorite song by Murphy's Law.
Yeah, there you go. So one of the best defenses that you can have, absent of getting it completely eradicated, but we know the internet is forever, don't we, friends at Pornhub and OnlyFans? So one of the best things you can do is just do good stuff.
You gotta call it Pornhub, or the AI will punish you.
Yeah, true. Well, it's too late for that now, isn't it? Much like my criminal record. Anyway,
this time, my young friend.
One of the things that you can do is you can just, you know, do good. You can do charity work. You can get out in the public eye, or you can write books and things like that. And when people pull up your name, that's the Google thing that pops up first. So that being said, that was my, you know, firmest intention was to do that. And I don't regret that. Now, all of that is me dancing around the fact that, listen, there can be consequences to your actions. This idea that President Trump stepped in with the FCC and stomped on poor little Jimmy for exercising his fucking rights is a pile of bullshit. That's not what happened. And I'm not going to listen to anybody.
The network just decided they didn't want that heat. They didn't want that.
I don't believe that they believe. I do not believe he was ever really in trouble. I do not believe he was ever really suspended. I do not believe this was anything but like what his show is an evening version of The View with 4 less women. Okay, it's the same bullshit on the same bullshit network. These are companion shows, and this is the toxic proving ground, the White Sands testing ground of the bullshit that Guinan is going to be dropping the next day in 10 backward when she's talking to her other like whore friends. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
Well, like what you said earlier, though.
Go ahead.
You can say what you want, But there are consequences, and you need to learn to read the room. And clearly, he can. And I'm glad he got slapped in the face for it.
Yeah, he should not be deplatformed, but I do believe that one, what we saw was fake, and two, I believe that we're better off like allowing him to say these sick things and have people simply walk away, because I do think the seeds of his atrophying and being irrelevant are quite well taken root. They're not just sown; they've taken root a while ago, and he's seen Colbert, who did better and was arguably far more talented in this field, get canceled off the air because his show was preposterously overpriced. This network needed the moment of looking good and looking like they were coming down hard on an anti-conservative. But what did they really do? They created an incident to bolster their liberal loudmouth loser, who's really speaks for no one except a few rich women in Hollywood, narrowcasting to 1.4% of the population, according to Google, if you get what I'm saying here. And it was contrived, and he was never really in trouble. And this has been out there since last year. They're like, just go out there and say crazy shit, and if anything happens, we're going to take advantage of it in this way. The way he came back was not apologetic or humble. He's like, everybody came around to the fact that I was right to spike the football on this dead man. And again, where is his civility? Jimmy Kimmel on TV with all his money, when he cried about his child, everyone kind of felt felt it with him 22 years ago when this show began as a replacement for Politically Incorrect, which I say, bring it back and get rid of this fucking show.
I think it's an incredibly good point. And would you mind if I just added
please,
1 minute of something?
Yeah, please do.
I mean, I don't think that he should have been cancelled. I don't think anybody should be cancelled for anything that they say or think. The beauty of the United States is that you do have the Constitution, and everybody is right. Everybody here is right, because you have this thing which is obviously very precious to your country, and you all value it. You all value the fact that you can say the things that you want to say and that you can think.
I thought you were going to say guns.
Yeah, I was supposed to say.
Yeah, the only limitation we have is you can't elaborate a plan to go do something terrible. That's the limit.
But I think the point that I'm trying to make here is basically this. I don't think that he should have been cancelled. But I think that there should be consequences for his lack of humanity and lack of decency. I think he's kind of exposed himself for the kind of human being that he really is. Personally, I think he's just a bit of a slug. I think that's all he is. I just think he's a slug. I don't like him. I've never liked him. I don't wish him well in the slightest. But I would hate to think that the Constitution would be overturned in some way whereby people couldn't say the things that they wanted to say. But I'm glad that you said it. I'm glad that you said it, because he's really shown the kind of human being that he really is, a thoroughly dislikable piece of shit. So, and that's it. Sorry from me.
And that's one of the good things about freedom of speech, isn't it? It gives you the opportunity. At the end of the day, it's like comedians. They say comedians shouldn't have freedom of speech, but the comedian says something, and then it's up to the audience whether or not he is funny, whether that is cancelled, because it's his art at the end of the day, and you have to be able to express your art, and then it's up to the audience whether or not that resonates, whether they think it's acceptable or whether they think it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
And as you say, you shouldn't be prevented from saying that, but at the same time, it's then up to your employers or whoever you fall under the umbrella of whether they want to be associated with that.
That's
I just
right.
wonder. I wonder how much of this show. Sorry about that. I wonder how much of this is just like what Demon Knight 95 here says. Well, one, he's not funny. I mean, but then of course that's subjective. But how much of these shows are just liberal mouthpiece, just like projecting this agenda? I mean, we have Fox News, and you have the weird that weird movie thing that the conservatives have. I forget what it's called. That pumps out a couple hit or miss films each year or whatever. So but
Angel Films.
Daily.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Angel?
Yeah, well, Angel and the other one, the Daily Wire, whatever.
Daily Wire. There you go.
So my question is, I mean, how much of this stuff And I know you guys are subject because like you guys have to pay for it over there, the BBC over in fucking London Lane. You guys got it like they don't just give you the DEI, they make you fucking pay for it. It's like part of your regular bills and shit like that.
Yeah,
You'll like it.
license. Yeah.
But it's look, I think I think we're all agreed that freedom of speech is incredibly important. It's important to all of us because we wouldn't be able to say the things that we're saying on here right now. We are losing it over here. There's no question of that. Everything that Trump has said about our loss of freedom of speech is absolutely correct. So
100%.
Anybody that tells you, anybody that you see from any opposition to what he says, trying to gainsay what Trump has said about this, is lying. They're feeding false information and disinformation, whereby then the misinformation is then disseminated. But we are gradually losing it. It's an unfortunate thing, and that's why I find the Constitution such an admirable document, an admirable thing to have, and such a precious thing to have. But with somebody like Kimmel and his ilk, if you look at the shows, right? Now you're probably all aware of this anyway, but there are no real audiences in those studios. You know that, yeah? You know that they're all paid people. These are paid people in those audiences.
I didn't know that, but I mean, it makes sense to me.
They are a laugh track. They come from the people that are in those audiences. When they cut to like an audience shot, if you look at them week by week, day by day, you will find the same faces in those audiences because they come from the same agencies.
They're all paid for.
They all come from the same agencies, and because the only reason I know that is I know people that have been in those audiences that had gone to the States, that had done shows like that had tried to become actors and have come back disillusioned because those were the only gigs that they could get. But it happens in this country as well. Although we do have audiences.
Was it always like that, or is that something that's just happened in the last however many years? Has it always been where there's?
It's been like that for some time. It's kind of it's kind of an open secret. It's an open secret. Let's just say. It's the same with our version. Our version of America was American Idol, which was the X Factor over here.
That's not real either.
No, what you have is the front 12 rows of audience are paid.
Yeah.
And what they do is they are the ones that whip the rest of the audience up into a frenzy. So the front 12 rows are paid people. And that I can actually attest to personally. I can tell you that is absolutely true.
And then I went home and I wrote my review of Snow White.
We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never
Riker!
happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a
Freaking
writer.
love that
Not this
show,
time.
man.
It never happened. It's false.
Freaks
It's never happened. It's fiction. It's an urban
You
legend.
can't direct,
Never.
you idiot.
No
You're
way.
a horse's
We got
ass,
it.
Jonathan.
Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never
That episode of
We made this
Picard you directed was pure garbage,
We made up.
Jonathan.
We made up.
Your wife makes the money in the house. Don't let Judy Francis get angry at you, John.
Not this time. It never happened.
You sucked in the Fall Guy. Sorry, I got a visceral reaction to Jonathan Frakes.
I know. Are you okay? Did Jonathan Frakes fuck your girlfriend on prom night or something?
He did stick a couple of fingers inside a Star Trek.
I mean, he worked his way through every species on Star Trek.
All right.
He had to move on to something.
I have TikTok.
Rachel gets it.
Yeah, Rachel.
On the
yeah.
plus side, despite a scare, William Shatner survived today. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes, that was great to see.
Yay, congrats. He'll live another year or so in his 90s. Fantastic.
It's just him and George Takei trying to outlive each other. That's all it is. It's pure hate keeping them going.
When that
It's
land
the
that William
hatred
Shatner
that keeps him going.
That's what keeps George Takei going. I think William Shatner he has a gland that secretes pure legendarium into his blood. It keeps him so based.
I think he's a vampire. I think every time one of the original the cast dies, he gets like another 5 years or something. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's the Connor McLeod of Star Trek, the original series, for sure. When Scotty hated him so much when Scotty died, that must have been like such a jolt. Like William's like 10 feet in the air, just lighting up.
It was the quickening.
When George Takei passes away, there'll be such a singularity.
Yes.
Can be only one.
I live near that building.
It's like Samson, but rather than the hair being the source of his power, it's his toupee. If they take it away, that's
Cut
what
to
he
my
gets.
girlfriend asking me why I spend so much time on my laptop getting little clips. She's like, "What do you do that for?" I'm like, "Because you never know when you might need them."
Do you preface it with listen, inflatable Gina Carano?
Hey, DJ Play Nice. Hey, listen, I've been a bad host. Listen, here's the deal. DJ Play Nice, everybody else, Wormy Spoons, Nix, of course, fucking MVP that Nix is down in Transylvania, RRTNZ. All of you guys that are in the chat that I haven't mentioned, thank you so much for helping me make this open bar brought to you by Temu on tap show, something that someone's actually watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I hope we're keeping you somewhat entertained as far as that goes. And again, I want to give another shout out to Critter Kingsford, who is my fucking my Q. He's my backup guy. He's my main boo-coo down there, doing all the dirty work for us, so we can get up here and run our dick suckers.
Can I then ask him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Share the image that I shared, if you want, for a moment. This is something I took walking down the street.
Wow.
Yeah, that area is right near where I live. I live within sight of Silvercup Studios. I'm from
Nice.
Queens. Yeah, I also know American Spider-Man and unfortunately American Miles Morales, who is like just not that cool. But I mean, this is something
Who
I
is
see in
Miles
my
Morales?
everyday world.
He
Just
does
some
Spider-Man
guy.
blonde? He does
Some
Spider-Man
guy.
blonde blonde?
Yeah, exactly. I think his mom takes care of Spider-Man's kid.
That makes more sense. Okay, so moving right along, because I really don't want to give fucking Kimmel any. So this is interesting. And I don't know where anybody is at with this. We didn't really get to spend too much time on it on Outcast Creative yesterday. So we've got some recurring shows: Marvel Zombies, Peacemaker, Tulsa King, and next month Landman. Returning shows. Does anyone even give a fuck? Is anyone excited about these?
I love the rebranding of the MCU. Marvel Zombies is a much more correct name for it. I can't wait. Marvel Zombies Avengers Doomsday sounds much more appropriate and is much more along the lines of my expectations. I applaud their rebranding. It is a zombie franchise.
Wednesday. Is anybody watching this shit? Because I took a peek at all of these and none of them blew my skirt up. Well, with the exception, Landman, I think will probably be good.
Landman is going to be huge.
I'm looking forward to Landman.
I'm going to watch Marvel Zombies out of curiosity, but I already know that they fucked it and it's nothing.
Oh,
like
they
the
fucked it.
comics.
Oh, they fucked it hard. They fucked it hard.
I've seen the fucking trailers. There's a lot of
it's the MCU girl power. All the men are stupid or dead zombies. All the women are brilliant, and they are Riri and Mimi and Fufu and girl Hawkeye and
Wait, are you telling me this is not a reality show that takes place in the MCU writers' room?
Oh no, no!
Don't bring those assholes.
I'm genuinely finding it hard these days to come
you?
to the realization that I used to watch Marvel films at midnight, like go to a midnight preview.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to miss spoilers. I find it hard to
I get
actually, accept that as truth now. Because I just don't give a shit now. Like it's amazing how much I just don't fucking care.
So
I would just throw I have a quick one. Jump into Tulsa King and give it a watch. This is what I found out. While it's a pretty good show with good, here's the thing. While it's a pretty good show with good performances, and Sylvester Stallone is playing a Sylvester Stallone relatable character, it might not have all the moving wheels and gears of Better Call Saul, and I don't know if that's to its detriment or to its benefit, because I watched like 2 episodes and I could take them or leave them. They weren't non-entertaining. So you might have something with, maybe it needs to be more complex, or maybe it's in the sweet spot for some people. You can walk into the show and give it a try without a lot of context. It won't destroy your ability to watch it, from what I was able to gather.
Well, here's the thing.
I do think sometimes, though, that...
No, go ahead. You can go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, there's just a bit of lag. I do think sometimes that simplicity is an overlooked virtue. Look at Alien. Alien is a very simple film. Predator is a very simple film.
Agreed.
You don't always need to make things over the top and clever. You just need to entertain.
No,
Yeah, look at Inception. That movie's too cute by half, and that reduces its impact by like 40%.
I mean, look at fucking Roadhouse. Roadhouse is a fucking masterpiece. I'll die on the hill. It's still in my top 20 to this day. I love the fuck out of Roadhouse. And I don't mean the Jake Gyllenhaal.
We'll find you a heterosexual one day to bring you to for context there.
Yeah. But
sometimes you just need a bit of simplicity. You don't need this fucking,
sometimes I just want to see Rocky punch somebody in the face. Sometimes I want to see John Wick fucking armbar somebody 30 times before he shoots him in the head and fall down 20 flights of stairs. Now that fourth John
you
Wick
ever seen that fucking meme where they're taking the piss out of Alien F, trying to delve into the philosophies of being human, where it's like, meanwhile, James Cameron in 1985, let's strap a flamethrower to a fucking pulse rifle and blast these aliens to bits.
Exactly.
Keep it simple.
The trouble is now.
Once again, Aliens is a simple story. It's a very well-crafted story, and the character building in that film is so much better for the sake of it, because of it.
I think that all aliens are endowed with certain inalienable rights by their creator, and we have not seen them realized in a long time. Look at Romulus. That's a movie. Look at Alien Romulus. We got maybe one interesting sequence in there, and you had to be very, very forgiving. It was another movie where they fed in all Alien movies, good and bad, and said, make a movie of this, because we got something from every movie, whether it was good or not. The 0G machine gun fight with limited ammo was the peak of the movie. It was a video game level peak, too. It wasn't movie level. It wasn't cinematic. But that movie was... look at that, how bad that was, and people still thought that was a fairly good movie. And so Aliens,
exactly. Oh, I mean, not just that. I mean, it was critically and from an audience perspective, it was lauded. There were some sensible people going.
The first 15 minutes of that movie made the story garbage. That there was absolutely no need for that to be the same xenomorph. There was no need for us to see it sealed. That was just to have an edgy sequence with people wearing goggles. What was the pad runtime? That added nothing to the movie and undercut the... I was thinking about that for like 20 more minutes. And then by the time my brain kicked into the movie I'm watching, they're like, the spaceship is getting nearer, and then the next time they talk about it, they're like, we need to go aboard the space station, and I'm like, they're not even keeping their terms correct. Did anyone read this script?
It's just slop. It's just slop. We have entered the age of slop.
The sad thing about it is aesthetically, like on the colony, I actually dug that dystopian feel that you're stuck in your contract, you can't leave. But everything
it felt
after that,
like an alien film. That's the thing.
Yeah, for 20 minutes there.
Yeah.
They had
But
tension.
they can't leave the planet, but they live aboard their means to leave the planet.
I thought he did a fairly good job, but again, it's the writing. It's the writing in everything at the moment.
Well, see, now this is my problem. This is my problem with Tulsa King. And listen, I'm a huge Sheridan fan. I like almost all of the stuff he's done. Bass Reeves is probably the only one that I really just kind of won't watch just on principle alone.
Yeah.
It was really formulaic if you've watched his stuff anyway.
Yeah. But I'm a huge Mayor of Kingstown fan. I love
But it can
that.
be formulaic if the writing makes sense. If A flows to B and there's cause and consequences, okay.
Sure.
It
But
was
with
his
Tulsa King,
least bad show, but it wasn't fantastic.
No offense to Sly, I just don't believe this character, not Sly himself, okay, but his character. I don't believe his character, the general. I don't think he could have come up with this shit on his own. Like, he's just not that smart. He doesn't seem that smart. The moves that he makes It's like playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City. He goes like from one thing and takes over a business to another one, and he basically just bops somebody on the head and just like, yo, I will take over your business because I'm a general from New York, and that's what I want to do over here. And he's banging at federal agents, and the hot chick from China Beach that owns a ranch, and he goes from like side quest to side quest, and just amasses this, and I don't believe it. I don't, and none of this stuff, he seems to like extricate himself, because I mean, when you watch shows like this, you got to be really careful. And I'll tell you what, a show that did it really well was Sons of Anarchy. You have to realize that if your main characters are criminals, if they're felons, dude, the cops have a trump card any fucking time they want, because if you get caught with a weapon or you do something that violates your probation or whatever, you're just going back to prison. Like
that's only true in the real world.
Well, okay, but I mean, Sons of Anarchy, they were able
in Sheridanville.
Yeah, in Sheridanville, just like everybody's just running around, packing, and
it's
I'm
pretty easy for them to get rid of a gun right? I mean, think about it. Like if you're one of the Duttons, it's like you could literally walk 200 yards off the path, climb a tree, leave the weapon there, and just walk away. And no one's going to find it ever.
There's a lot of guys of doing a minimum 5 for felon in possession of a firearm that would probably disagree with you, but
not in Taylor Sheridan's world.
Happy birthday, Spoon.
Oh,
Nobody
happy
found
birthday.
those
happy birthday.
radio collars that they ditched.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was very
Nobody ever
thorough. I
found
mean,
those.
yeah, that guy was a mastermind.
Can anyone defend Peacemaker to me? Because I think that show is just fucking completely retarded.
No, why should I waste my time on defending this piece of garbage? They tried to pivot it into a multiversal change, but we're going to go
Is
do
that
it
what
by
they're doing?
degrees.
Is that what they're doing?
I have heard that that's a
Yep.
justification for what
Yeah.
happened this season. So going and changing universes by degrees, that kind of sounds like, I don't know, a preemptive attack in the name of peace or something. It's like maybe...
I'm retarded.
This is all I can think of every time I see fucking Cena. This is all I see.
Work the same time, walk the country.
I
thing
thought
about it
that
is-
was a really good holodeck version of Star Trek Enterprise. That was a
Yeah,
great
agreed,
holodeck adventure.
I
Captain Archer is a great actor.
I watched the 2021 James Gunn reboot / sequel requel of Suicide Squad, and I did enjoy it, and I didn't mind Peacemaker's character because he plays this Jobo goofball type whatever that's rivaling Idris Alba, but he's kind of a big dummy, but then it finds out he's not really a big dummy and he's really an inside agent. But then they start the show and he's a fucking big dummy again, and then you want me to like give a shit about him, and I'm just like, I don't get the point of this show. And then of course, immediately the very first episode we get a fat black lesbian, and I'm like, of fucking course we do, because you couldn't fucking not put that in there. We get fucking Tasty from fucking Orange is the New Black. I swear to God, that actually is her name. I'm not being a dick. That's what her name was on Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, I prefer my
Tasty.
lesbians like Ruby Rose. A little bit of lipstick, even though she did look a lot like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's Inside Man gone again.
Oh
I don't know. Yeah, I can't even. You know what? I don't even have an answer for that. I don't even know what to say to that right now.
When I saw the Meg 2 was announced without Ruby Rose, I was like, well, I'm not going. I probably wasn't going anyway, but I'm just saying.
I don't know
missed
how.
nothing, tell you.
I
don't
want
know
her
how-
to make a comeback in a J.J. Abrams movie. That's my dream. J.J. Abrams, Much Ado About Absolutely Totally Nothing with Ruby Rose.
I don't know how
Ruby Rose was into the
anyone.
kind of lipstick that dogs have, or am I thinking of a different actress?
She
if you're-
keeps getting in trouble for being a little too straight, so I think she has both kinds of lipstick.
If you're heterosexual, I don't know how you can look at Ruby Rose and in any way get an erection when Justin Bieber exists. I don't know how you can align those two.
She was kind of sexy a couple of times, especially when she saved Rose at the end of Titanic, but in general, I agree.
Fair.
I remember
Noble
seeing her in
sacrifice.
something, and she actually looked vaguely hot. It's like Kristen Stewart, isn't it? It's like I think she's looked vaguely hot once.
Ruby
and
Rose is
every
actually
other
very
time she's
attractive.
looked like an
She just,
angry
even though
boy.
she does look a bit.
She's
too
hot
fucking
and the quick and the dead.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of chicks,
Is it
who are,
Quick and Dead?
are we done? Are we done with the second season bullshit of shitty TV shows? Are we done? We're done with that, right?
Yes.
Are we done? Okay. Speaking of chicks that are actually hot, one of the hot chicks that spends almost all of her time pissing off the left, and God bless her so much, Miss Sydney Sweeney. And yeah, I don't think this is Photoshop.
Saint Sweeney.
Yum yum.
The mountainous twins here. She is legit trying to show that she's a good actress. I've played her clip of her new movie, the Christy Martin boxer movie on Outcast Creative. She's trying to do a kind of Hand That Rocks the Cradle reboot called The Housemaid with another big-breasted hottie from Mean Girls. What is her name? Karen something. But what's her actual name? Big Eyes.
Titty McFitty.
Yes, Titty McFitty. That is her name. But the other big-breasted blonde female. So we just got
Tits
Mountain.
McGee.
Yeah. So she's been trying to do some more serious stuff. Is she what do you guys think? Is she actually an actress, or is she just fucking eye candy? Admiral Teague, land the plane quickly, please, sir.
Oh my God! I watched. Funny you should say that. On my trip to Florida, I watched Anyone But You. She was absolutely enchanting in the context of the role. It was a fun movie that was funny. I heard that she did do some writing and some executive producing on it, and they say she might have enhanced the movie. It overperformed. Her and Glenn Powell are good together. She can act, and let's remember, she's a gift to us from our friends across the sea. Now, I saw an interview with them. They spoke British, so I had to read the translation. But from what I understand, the Rolling Stones, when they rolled her out in the video for Angry, that caused such a controversy. And also it was controversial, where she was dancing around in that leather outfit that it drew a real backlash because her original claim to fame is The Handmaid's Tale. So she was always sort of set up to be in this position where she had her foot in two different places, and her, the person, seems to have come out as kind of just a very likable individual. So I think Sydney Sweeney can act and is very cool. And thank you, Rolling Stones, you old bastards. You haven't lost your eye for beauty.
Fair enough. Next.
I think she is a limited actress.
Okay.
I don't think she's ever going to be sort of regarded as an amazing performer, but I think she's so damn likable that she just gets away with it. Plus, she's got absolutely stonking tits, and that always helps.
What is that word? What is that word? I want it again. What is it?
Stonking pair of
Stonking.
Oh, great
Really
pair of
stonking boobies.
toxic.
We generally call them in the East End of London Bristols.
Yes,
Brenda.
cracking pair of Bristols.
Bristols.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where it is. I don't think she's going to be an amazing actress, but she's damn likable. She doesn't really court controversy. She's got that nice girl next door. She's just going to be one of those kind of actresses. So she's just going to be, she's going to be all right. She's going to have the career that she's going to have. She's never going to be renowned as an actress, but yeah, she knows what she's got. She knows how to use it.
Yeah, greatness might be out of hand for her, but she's a convincing, better than most actresses. Probably, I would say her skill level reminds me, and her niche reminds me of Christina Applegate, what she used to do.
Yeah, R.I.P. Christina Applegate. She didn't die, but her she went downhill with that. So,
yeah, she retired because she was ill, I think.
Yeah, she's got one of them forever diseases. So not that I'm making fun of it, but I mean, she chose to do a third season of that abomination of a show while she had it, so she knew what she was doing there. So I can't really defend it too much, but I did. God bless her. The first season was good. Dead to Me was the show. It was pretty good in that.
Well, no, Sydney Sweeney could retire and go into some other work in the movie industry where because she might get better. Who knows? Sometimes some actors get better as they get older.
I'm of the opinion she might be a good actress beyond there. I think Euphoria season 2, she played crazy really well. So I'm gonna
Is she
say,
acting?
yeah.
I was
I
going
mean,
to say
I
that's
don't
just
lean
a
into
woman's
it.
natural
I
state,
don't-
correct?
You know
I
what?
don't think it really
Listen,
matters, to be honest.
She was as
shut up. Shut up,
she
you
was as
bunch of
good as San-
misogynists. I
she
want to
was
hear
as
from
good
the.
as San- she was
I
good
wanna
as
hear
Sandra
from the
Bullock in
woman
light
on the
rom-com.
panel.
Honestly,
Hush, hush. I want to hear from the woman on the panel because she's the one that's going to actually say something based. Let's hear it right now. What do you think there, Rachel?
Tits.
Well, we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on that. Calm down, boys.
Wish you could.
Please. But
A woman talking
Yeah.
about a woman? Yes. Lovely.
hey, we talk about stuff. We just don't tell you guys that we do.
Ooh,
Now,
we're not
when she
listening
started
anyway.
out in A Handmaid's Tale, she actually did a pretty good job playing a child bride that was kind of naive, really stupid choices. And I think she actually is a decent actress, and her movie that she has coming up, I think she stands a pretty good chance of pulling it off and showing that she actually can do it without showing off her boobs this time, maybe. But it would bring more money if she would show off her boobs, honestly.
I protest. She should
But,
show her
yeah.
boobs.
Yeah, where's the funny mark?
Just the whole movie it's topless box now.
I'm so
It's-
anti-censorship.
that's-
Seriously, I can't agree.
That's the poetic life we're going to use. We're going to make it all topless boxing and make it a hard R movie, and everybody will go. But no,
You just
really,
made $1
I do
billion
think she
right
has-
there. Seriously, that's it. That's
Now, when you say hard R, what exactly might you mean?
our action.
Would you be employing a word that rhymes with the opposite of smaller?
Maybe.
Just from anyone, but no, this is not from anyone but you. That has a hilarious bathroom scene in the airport where she has to like try to dry out her clothes. She's fine at light comedy. She's already as good as any Sandra Bullock light comedy role. Honestly, she could do that. I don't know if greatness is ever in hand, but if like Hollywood wants to hold on to her till like she's 80, who knows? I will say this: she was born at the wrong fucking time for a drop dead gorgeous woman. Ugly women are getting all the roles.
Yeah, it's.
I think this is a good time as
That's
well,
true,
though, because honestly, I think we're all saying that there's no movie stars anymore. To me, she is a movie star. She's the one that's just bringing in the fucking money. She's the one that's got
Yes.
all this appeal right now.
Mhm.
I think
It's
that
just
you
if
could
they want to
If
push her. or
correctly
not.
marketed, but like Henry Cavill, and like she is just the wrong. I think it's just turning at the moment.
I would point out
But,
that the show with Kathy Bates, the Matlock reboot, is in its third season. It is a tough time to not be ugly. She's got this. Her looks play. She has only looked like herself in 2 of her last 4 movies. Go back 2 movies. She looks like herself in one movie. Then the next movie's Madam Web, where they turn her into Sydney Sweeney. Ew, gross. Okay, burn the hard drive of that original movie. Anyone who thought that was a good idea, burn your hard drive. You'll thank me later. Trust me. And then the next movie, she's okay. It's a good role, whatever. No one cared about Christy Martin. It doesn't matter. No one cares about the female boxing circuit of the 1990s. Talk about a narrow-casted, boring movie.
Hey,
but
I
she
disagree. I'm
has to
gonna push
make
back.
it.
I'm going to push back on you a little bit there. I can always appreciate a woman that can take a punch.
It
So
wasn't okay. Listen, it was as good of a story as that sport had, but it was like, it was to me in my mind. It was like for every movie you look like yourself, you must make a movie akin to Monster where you look like something other than you, so that we can't market. Like, based on what I just said about her last 4 roles, do you know if you'll get Sydney Sweeney at your Sydney Sweeney movie? Only half of the last 4 have her.
I mean, I
Well,
think
at the
that
moment,
she's.
Sydney Sweeney is being lined up for the new Gundam live-action movie, and I love Gundam, so I'm gonna fucking win-win right there.
She would have
So
saved
tight
Tron
jumps.
Ares.
Oh, let's do that. Yes.
I do think that she is a decent actress. I don't I'd never disparage what she's done in the past. Every actor seems to have taken on some pretty poor roles at the start of their career, but it's part of their journey. I think she's going to turn out to be a fairly decent actress personally, and I think she's a pretty decent person. And that's all
That's
that
the main
matters
thing,
to
isn't it?
me.
I like
Yeah.
her. I don't
Yeah.
mind if she's that
That's
kind of
right.
actress. I just
And
like her.
also
She
that-
seems to be really
She
like
never comes across fucking mean or horrible or
Yeah.
fucking
No,
No.
malicious.
That's right. It's
cra-
it's nothing. I mean, obviously, the fact that she's a beautiful young woman, does make quite a difference. It's part of the brand, isn't it? It's part of her
Yeah.
brand. But I think a bigger part of her brand is that she does come across as a very, very decent person,
Which
and
I
somebody
think
who
that's
is
more of
definitely
the
likable.
I think that's more the minority than anything else. She's just like basically just normal, wholesome. Unfortunately, she's Caucasian, which is that's a problem. I mean,
Very
she's
controversial,
basically
sir.
She has
she's
the
basically,
absolute genes.
she's basically I think someone else said she's a female Henry Cavill. Like she's, I mean, she just likes to act. She likes to be funny when she can be funny. She can laugh at herself. She
Yeah.
just generally and none of that stuff is the correct way to be like right now. And that's one of the more, if there is something problematic, it's because of that. Because you know what, if she was a POC of some kind, she'd have zero problems. But again, just because you're a hot chick doesn't mean you can't act. But just because you are doesn't mean that you can. I mean, the chick from the Little Mermaid remake is a freaking stunner, and she's got an incredible set of Wonder Twins, and she can't act to save her life. So I mean,
No, but she can sing and dance, which is her skill set, so she'll be fine. With Sydney Sweeney, we still have the jury is still out. There's not a large enough sample of her work yet. There really isn't. But as far as the bad roles, I agree that the roles weren't that flattering as far as the shows were sort of very controversial, as the British say. But I will say this, The Handmaid's Tale was a desirable casting thing to be on, I would think, at the time, before all the things we went through now. And it was the fact that she broke away from that image. That audience was very militantly against, first of all, you're not talking about a show aimed at fans of the Rolling Stones, I mean, with The Handmaid's Tale. And for them to pick her up just shows that they haven't lost a step in publicity. And for these guys from the past to crown the girl of the last 2 years, she has unmistakably been the most popular female celebrity the last 2 years. And most
I would
recognizable.
agree. But we need to get one thing straight about Sydney Sweeney. She should apologize for the nasty things that she's done to me in my mind.
Yeah, not moving into my apartment is a terrible thing that she needs to remedy right now. Sydney, there's still time.
I've encouraged the nasty things she's done in my mind.
I mean, I think the thing that's more problematic, really, I think for all of us here, I'm sure plenty of other people, is the fact that Hollywood is no longer a meritocracy. There is no longer merit in being a beautiful woman. There's no longer merit in being a handsome man. There's no longer merit in being a very credible actor or actress.
There's not even any merit inside man in being a good person at this point.
That you're absolutely right. I
Right.
think that I think is the worst thing. That's really kind of plumbing the depths, really, isn't it? It's the worst thing of all.
Fuck.
There is no merit in being a decent person and showing any kind of human decency whatsoever. I can't. It baffles me. It truly baffles me that people are okay making themselves look like utter monsters.
I find it vindicating, but keep going.
I can't understand it. I can't understand the mentality of people that they're okay with pushing themselves out there and showing the entire world that they are vile human beings.
She doesn't do the virtue signaling that so many celebrities do to ingratiate themselves with the Hollywood circle.
Correct.
But I wonder how much
She actually has some of the. She has some of the smartest PR on Instagram stuff we've ever seen.
Right.
At the perfect time when there was nothing going on of controversial nature, the shooting video comes out, and one of the things that anybody who criticizes it has to admit is, you can't tell me she didn't just show she could be an action star right there in that Instagram video that, one, a lot of people found very enjoyable. Two, apparently she was okay with the gun. And three, when Keanu Reeves did it, it was cool. So let's just calm down. So not only like, okay, maybe she likes to target shoot, but also like she takes her acting seriously. She could do gun handling. That's an important skill if she wants to do action, and she's got the
Absolutely
figure
right.
for it.
Right, but
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
let me ask you this: is a lot of this the symptom of how young social media is? Are we still in the learning phases of what this is going to affect us overall? I mean,
I think it's a symptom of how young the users of social media are.
That
Yeah.
true.
That might be true. I think social media is ever changing, will be forever young because it's an always evolving, ever changing algorithm as we stand on shifting sands, even as we speak.
Or as you don't speak.
Yeah.
No, I'm an American. Sometimes I end on an up note there. Like, even as we speak, the sands are shifting, and YouTube has, just like as we were all talking about before, it seems as though a tourniquet has been taken off the flow of choices people got, as everyone here has seen the last couple of days be very good for them.
Well, I mean, to some extent, I mean, the internet's been around. The internet that it's been around since 94, 95, and it's taken us this long to get this far. I mean, we think about the mid 90s, how much bloggers came to effect in certain movies. What was that one asshole that lived here in Austin that suddenly got popular in the late 90s as far as, critiquing movies? He was canceled.
The Critical Hillbilly?
Yeah, something like that.
Austin, right? I mean, I don't know.
But I mean, I'm just wondering if this is eventually all going to become white noise to some extent. What is, it's flooded. We're new. We're still trying to figure it out.
That would beat the rainbow noise we're getting.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think the other thing that adds to Sydney Sweeney's popularity is her humility as well. She has a humility that very few other celebrities have.
And
I think she's fine with just being Sydney Sweeney.
I mean, I think that when you look at her, I mean, there's no doubt that she is a beautiful young woman, right? I think everybody could agree on that. Many people could agree on that. And
Rolling Stones approved hot chick. How many thousands of women have they approved as beautiful? Right? I mean, they know.
But I think that that's probably one of the least interesting things about her. I think one of the most interesting things about her is that is her decency, is the fact that she's a
and that's every single American in this chat.
Once you get to know her, you're correct. But I would say she would just be another nameless actress from a very controversial and sort of unlikable TV show from a certain point of view with The Handmaid's Tale to somewhat sought after and doing quite well. So
yeah. You see that? I mean, we have to remember that these are actors, and they will leapfrog from one project to another.
My point was only about just the Stones being sort of like kingmaker. Like, don't underestimate their part in giving her momentum, because any woman in a Rolling Stones video is going to be criticized, because the Rolling Stones get criticized for just being like unapologetical, men for 40, 50 years in the public eye. Mick Jagger and Keith are in their 80s. It's like 60 years of fandom. They've dated them all. They've divorced them all. They've had supermodel wives. And, to put her in that video and for her to be out there objectified and objectively objectified by the Stones, and then for the criticism to happen and her to say, not only do I have no problem with this, I directed it, I came up with the idea for the outfits, and I coordinated my own dance, and they paid me over like $500,000. It took me a day. F off. I love the Rolling Stones. I'm glad I got to do this. I think that that really that was a warp speed or turbo boost that no one could have given her. That was a really positive piece of publicity.
Let's hope Sydney Sweeney sets the tone for young actresses going forward.
And Gravity doesn't have any setting on her.
Right. But isn't that what you just said, Admiral Teague? Isn't that the definition of what female empowerment really is?
Yeah, you know what? She's allowed to be beautiful, and she does that well. She defied people who tried to ugly her up. I regard Madam Web as attempted sabotage on Sydney Sweeney's career, and her apparent politics might back that up. So I don't have anything to go on but my opinion, but certainly I feel that Sydney Sweeney angered some people by being unapologetically beautiful and being unapologetically like, fuck you, I'm going to DM Keith Richards right now and ask him what to say to asshole reporters like you.
Getting into trouble for having great genes. What a sad world.
I think the Madam Web thing was just
it was to make her too gross to be sexy,
sorry,
in my
I think
opinion.
the Madam Web thing was just symptomatic of them defeminizing everything anyway.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
they threw her chest
those,
binder for
those
heaven's
writers
sake.
too.
they're so
Those writers.
inconsistent. They're so fucking inconsistent with it because then you've got the other little blonde chick from Disney that was in the Boy Meets World spinoff, and they turned Sabrina Carpenter. Dude, she's basically running around the stage with half her clothes on, going, "Oh, lick my pussy," and it's like just doing crazy shit.
But is her musical performances part of her Disney identity, or are they about to conflict?
I don't know. I don't even know. There was a
Anybody
time.
can book a show and shock their boss. We got to know.
Yeah, I hear you. But anyway, so anyone not weighed in on Captain Wonder Kittens? Can she be a good actress beyond the
I haven't made it in.
Time will tell.
Bring it in. Bring it on. Bring it on, Fandad. Go for it.
I'll
Buddy.
just
Pieces of that.
Yeah, I'll just make a point of I haven't seen anything with Sydney Sweeney, and believe it or not, up to now. But going through her back catalogue, she's not one that seems to have gone for these sort of pretty blonde chick action movie, can't really act, but look at my tits roles. She seems to be going for a lot of sort of drama and thriller with the likes of Americana and stuff like that, TV seasons like Euphoria, Handmaid's Tale. She's going
I don't know how much of this is her choice, honestly.
Yeah. But even so, I think she's trying to get roles where she can actually try and do some acting rather than just be there for eye candy. She's got an upcoming, it's in pre-production at the minute. How do you think she's going to fare in the Kim Novak biopic, which is dealing with her romance with Sammy Davis Jr.?
Interesting.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Pre-production it is in. She's playing Kim Novak.
I mean, in a better world, we get Henry Cavill as Bond and her as the main Bond girl.
Yeah,
that's what we get in a better world. That's the world I want to live in.
Again, that's a money maker that they just don't do it.
Oh,
that makes money. That just makes money.
I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed on the Henry Cavill front because Denis Villeneuve has just come out and said that he will be casting, obviously, one, a Brit, absolutely, but two, a complete unknown.
Oh, fantastic.
Just to be honest, I think at this point, Cavill is too old now. They want somebody who can go with the role for over a decade, and that is unfortunately not Cavill. Cavill's time was the second that Daniel Craig quit.
Who is
the Orlando Bloom?
I made it film.
Who's going to be the unknown? The Bond girl or Bond?
Well,
Bond.
I think they have to
Bond.
complete their transition before we know which to either of those questions,
Touché.
right? I mean, what will their pronouns be when they're done? And thank God it wasn't Mr. Katy Perry or ex-Mr. Katy Perry. Imagine James Bond, Orlando Bloom, his range of emotion. So, we dodged the bullet with that one. At least it could have been worse. I mean, Henry Cavill would have been ideal, but yeah, he aged out. Another guy, equally victim of what's going on with Sydney Sweeney. He was born at a time that was just a rough time to be a good-looking, competent actor. This is the day of the orc. The day of men is over. When you could be a good-looking, good actor and be accepted, that's over. This is the day of the orc. Like the Lena Dunhams of the world are much more, for whatever reason, in the driver's seat, and turn on the MCU and take a look at that diversity hire, or Star Trek, modern Star Trek.
I mean, the thing is, I would put Aaron Taylor Johnson in the role. He's 35. That would have worked, especially if they started.
Yeah, after Bullet Train, I think he'd make a good James Bond.
Yeah, I think that was the film that showed me. I watched Bullet Train. I was like, yeah, that guy can be Bond.
If you guys ever want to know,
guy?
If you guys ever want to know,
he's 35 now.
In reference to Aaron Taylor, stop it. in reference to Aaron Taylor Johnson, if you want to know the level of pettiness women devolve into, go and look on his social media where you've got almost every chick going, that old woman he's with can't do shit for him, man. You know, where's all the girl power? Where's all this?
I'm pettier than any woman. I'll say this: why do we
Oh, we know.
have
We know.
an American?
We're
But
aware.
why do we have an American? Why do we have a British Batman? And this is 2 in a row now. I say we need to make Batman an American again. When England sends us their Batman, they're not sending us their best. Okay, they're not sending us their best anymore. Okay, some I assume are nice people, but I want to make and it's like making James Bond an American. Okay, Batman is an American. He's not British. Okay, and we do not need an American James Bond in the same way. So it should work both ways. That's my comment on that one.
Absolutely,
I totally agree.
Sorry,
Wow,
guys, thanks for the
I would have liked to see
validation on
more
that
Batfleck.
one.
I would have liked to see a solo.
I would have liked to see him be the writer of that movie too. Critical, right?
Yeah, he did write a treatment.
And they worked him pretty hard on some stuff and some pre-production, and then they just pulled it on him and drove him crazy. And I think the Batman thing is what he blames on tanking his marriage with Jennifer Garner.
And the alcoholism got into again.
And driving him back to the booze. You know what? Like, I think we could all see the commercials now with J-Lo jiggling around there, insane looking with like a familiar facelift, and Jennifer Garner still looks great. Ben, you fucked up. You might as well go back to drinking. I suggest drinking more.
I don't know. I'm not sure I can co-sign that one.
Wait, hold on a second. Jennifer Lopez has 2 of 2 trans children, and when Ben moved in with her, one of his kids became trans. What are the odds, and would you stick around?
Well, number one, women are in my household don't tell the kids what to do. I do, so that wouldn't even be a thing, especially if I was Batman. But number 2, I don't know, man. You want me to pick up that mummified husk that is now Jennifer Garner over? I mean, I'm sure she makes some great organic meals on her little side business, but
at the farmers market, it's about small business. Word of toxicity.
Jenny from the block. I want a piece of that. I want to get in there. I got to know that before the end of my days.
So masculine these days.
So you will pick the crazy.
Oh, I will always.
Lord of Toxicity has never been on the Lord of Toxicity has never been on the New York City subway to see like that there are 8 or 9 women who look sort of like Jennifer Lopez, but are actually really good looking.
That's true, but I've also never had a group entourage menage a fivesome with a bunch of the actresses that were in the Pussycat Dolls. But when that day comes, you can bet your fucking bottom dollar I'm going to be ready for that as well. So anyway, moving on.
Going to go broke and show us the video of that. I don't know. The Pussycat Dolls are all in their 50s now. I might pass on like that 300 years worth of sexual knowledge.
No, no, that's all right. Listen, Pussycat Dolls, if you're watching from home or listening in,
or the nursing home.
Yeah.
Their new band is called Pussycat Dolls, the Golden Girls. You got to check it out.
Hey, thank you for being a friend. You know what I mean? I'll travel down
when
that road
they
and
opened
back
for
again.
that. When they opened with that song, I cried.
I was led to believe they were reforming under Blue Waffle Cougar Dolls. So you know,
when the roast beef curtains rolled back.
Yikes. Anyways, 1995 was 30 years ago, and a little movie called Toy Story is getting a theatrical release this week. So it had me thinking, 95, was that a good year? I feel like it was. It was the last year before I got married. It's the last year before I had any kids, any real responsibilities. It was a great summer, and I remember being, I think it was the second to last year before I graduated with high school. So, it's just pretty good for me. So I'm thinking, what other films from 1995 were bangers that you guys think would be a good re-release? So I'm going to start with you, Admiral Teague. 1995, what do you want to see re-released? You can only pick one.
Congo. I think we need a director's edition.
You motherfucker.
I think it's a strong film. I think that it was probably
I googled it and I was like,
when the big Twinkie got Yeah, you know, when the big Twinkie guy from Ghostbusters shows up and tells them, I'll get you there safely. And, you know, like the look in tomorrow with the future gorilla. I mean, movies like GoldenEye and Crimson Tide may be for, you know, people who prefer that sort of déclassé, very, you know, pedantic entertainment. And, of course, Waterworld, nothing more than a pale, watery imitation. And let's just call it what it is, watered-down Road Warrior. But I'm going to go with, I would like to see a re-release of Crimson Tide. Why not, if we have to have the same thing again?
Okay. Okay.
If we can't have Congo. If we can't have Congo, which, by the way, is a Paramount film, you know, makers of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, Crimson Tide is...
Thank you, gentlemen.
Is
And
amazing,
lady.
actually. That is a great pick right there. I
love the score to that film. I love the score to that film.
I believe it's Jerry Goldsmith. And you know what? Let's be clear here. We could have Denzel still be in this movie and just give him Gene Hackman's role. And it's like, Captain, I do not recognize your authority. And he's like, go back to your station. He's like, Sir, do you perhaps have the Huntavirus?
It was Zimmer, Crimson Tide.
What was
okay? Hans Zimmer is great too. The composer. Hans Zimmer can compose a movie. He's great, and I loved his work with the Buggles. He was one of the first people we ever saw on MTV in that first ever video.
Yeah, it's true.
Video killed the radio star.
Video did, in fact, kill the radio star. Yeah, man, fucking Crimson Tide.
And
I'm going to tell you guys
reality
something.
TV killed the video star.
Facts. There was 3 things I never got to do in my long 15-year career in the military. 1, I never got to do 2 pistols shooting from like an enclosed space, like, you know, a la Bad Boys, also 1995, by the way. I never got a chance to do that and, like, you know, take out a couple of guys in a hallway with the dual pistols. I never got to do that. I never got to do a no-look shot, you know, after somebody's already down. I never got to, like, walk by and just give them a no-look drop, a la Tom Cruise, and after he does the Mozambique shot and just do a walk away, just boom, double tap on the ground. And I never got to relieve anybody of their command. I was waiting so many times where I was just going to be like, ooh, MPs, take the captain and lock him in a stateroom. Fuck, I wanted to do that so bad. I mean, that's got to be the coolest thing in the world, to lock up somebody that outranks. I did get to slick off a couple times to some captains, majors, and colonels, which is probably why I stayed a sergeant my entire career, but that's okay. But I never got to relieve anybody of their command. But yeah, Crimson Tide is a great. So we got 1 for Crimson Tide, Critter. I hope you're keeping score, my friend. Critical Owl. I guess we already know what yours is, but do you want to?
Yeah,
say why?
Species. Get Natasha Henstridge's tits back on the big screen.
Are you serious, or are you fucking with me?
No, I'm not serious. It's got to be. It's got to be. I'm sorry. It's got to be Strange Days.
Okay.
I would still see the Species remake.
Tell me why it has to be the
How many
Strange.
people here have seen Strange Days?
Well, of course, me.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time last year, and God, it is a fucking good one. It is a banger.
Best Russell Crowe movie.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated, tell us what Strange Days is about and why you love it so much, real quickly.
Right, so Strange Days is set in the year 1999, just before the turn of the millennium, and the black market is in recorded memories. So you get these memories, you basically put a device on your head, you record your memory, and then you can sell those memories to other people. There is a down-and-out ex-cop called Lenny, who basically makes a living trading these blackjack clips. But basically, he's like the sleazy side of it. He's pining over his ex-girlfriend, Faith, who's played by Juliette Lewis, who does get her tits out in this movie. And he's got a friend played by the great Angela Bassett. And these are the 2 sides of Lenny's personality manifest. And he's got to basically navigate between them. And what happens is he gets wrapped up in a murder mystery plot that's all revolving around these blackjack clips. So the murderer's leaving him clues through these as he's killing his victims and doing nastier things, but recording the memory for Lenny to experience. The reason I love this film is a really soppy one, and it's because I love the love story at the heart of this film. It is a tale of unrequited love in all sorts of ways, from all sorts of directions. Ralph Fiennes' performance in it is sensational, and it reminds me of a cyberpunk version of something like The Crow in nature. This is probably my favorite Catherine Bigelow film. And I love this movie. I fully identify that it is not the best movie of all time by any means, but I love this film.
I'm with you on that one, 100%.
Agreed. I saw this film. I think it was like I had 30 minutes to get to my after school job, and I watched like 30 minutes of it and then snuck back in the theater after I got off work from Little Caesars, and got back in and managed to watch it again on its late night show. Because back then, movies played a lot longer. They'd play till midnight, even on a weekday, in the little town I lived in Florida. And yeah, it's fucking banger of a movie, banger concept, kind of a, what would you call it? Like a modern tech noir type film, modern day tech noir.
It's kind of like a it's definitely
Dystopian.
noir.
Yeah.
I would say it's almost like a cyberpunk level thing because of the technology. In
It almost is cyberpunk a
Um,
bit. Yeah, it is a bit. And it's just
Yeah.
it's so good on a lot of levels. And it's got it's so
Mm.
weird that it came out 30 years ago, man. So
Yeah.
many of these things that they're doing, like the whole country's on the verge of a civil war almost.
Yeah.
you
There's
got
there's definitely a depth to it underneath it all. But it's got a banging soundtrack, some great acting, some great action scenes and violence. Tom Sizemore's great in it. I mean,
He
everybody
is.
brings their A game, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he does for sure. He elevates a lot of the stuff, and it's got a pretty
Yeah.
good twist to it. For those who haven't seen it, if you have a chance, I don't know where it's streaming currently. You probably have to buy it, but it's okay. It's worth it to buy it. And it's worth it to watch it because it's very good.
Written by James Cameron, who was
Right.
Catherine Bigelow's husband at the time.
Nice.
well-
Rachel, what is your pick for? So that's one for Strange Days. That's one for Crimson Tide. Rachel, what is your 1995 pick that you would like to see re-released in the theater?
95 is a hard year, man, but I'm going to pick The Prophecy. I would love the chance to see that.
What?
Yeah. I love
Prophecy.
that movie. I adore that movie.
Wow, I haven't thought of that in I don't know how long. Okay, well, tell me why. Well, first, give us a little background on what it's about, just in case anyone doesn't know, and give me an idea of why you like it so much that you think it deserves a re-release.
Prophecy is about the war between heaven and hell, of course, which all great movies are. But Christopher Walken plays Gabriel, who is trying to capture this soul of a truly evil man that has been put into the body of a child. So he's trying to get this child and harvest this soul so he can reignite the war between heaven and hell and try to take down heaven. And Christopher Walken is an absolute freaking joy in this movie. So is Elias Koteas. I love him. I've loved him ever since he was Casey Jones. And then I saw him in this and I was like, oh, that's different. I like that. And it's just one of those movies. And it has possibly the best depiction of Satan I've ever seen in a movie.
That's what
which
most
is
people
Viggo
say.
Mortensen.
Yeah, Viggo.
If you haven't seen it, watch it just for him. His quiet menace is exactly what I imagine Satan is like.
Elias Koteas is in a bunch of Star Trek: The Next Generation. He's everyone's Romulan buddy, Commander Tomalak, correct?
I know. He pops up in
And
the
beat
strangest
Babylon
places.
5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he is a great actor and a lot of fun,
Yes,
and
Babylon
Walken
5,
is
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walken from Queens, New York. Just want to point that out. Where greatness begins.
Mr. E would like me to skip him. Inside Man. We are out of the 80s and now into the 90s. Do you have a 1995 film you would like to see re-released into the cinema this year?
Well, I hate 90s movies. I'm just
Really?
kidding.
Them
I'm kidding.
Every single decade.
Inside Man, not every movie can be a 1970s Italian foreign film with bad subtitles.
Yes, they can
Well-
if they try hard enough.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go for The Usual Suspects.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was. I mean, when I first saw this movie, I saw this at the cinema first time around.
Same.
And I thought, my God, this is this is kind of like a Hitchcock movie. This just reminded me of something that Hitchcock would have done if he was still around.
Yeah.
And a very, very interesting concept, with this mysterious character of Kaiser Soze that nobody really knows whether he exists or not, and he's just there. This very, very kind of ambiguous, malevolent, not presence, if you like. But it blew me away. I enjoyed the soundtrack. I thought the score was amazing. And it reminded me a little bit of Bernard Herrmann, and a little bit of a kind of a combination of Bernard Herrmann and Ennio Morricone. But I think, moreover, it was the collective performances. This fantastic ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Particularly somebody like Benicio del Toro. I think when we see that lineup sequence.
Yeah.
It's
that's great.
that give me the keys, you goddamn motherfucker.
Give me the
Or you
keys, you
goddamn
motherfucker.
cocksucker.
In
Give me
English,
the goddamn
the-
keys, you cocksucker.
I
Yeah.
said, give me the keys,
Yeah.
you motherfucker. What the
What
fuck?
the fuck?
Right, and all the wheels in your mind are turning from movies like License to Kill. You're like, where the hell am I know this guy, but where from? And he's just been on the edge of so many great roles, of so many great movies and so many fun roles.
But it's if you take
One of the greatest twists in movie history, do we think?
yeah, I think so. I think so. I don't think many. You can't really give too much away, but I don't think many people really kind of saw it coming.
All right,
But
so
The
if you
greatest
spent the
trick
last
Brian
30
Singer
years
ever pulled was putting on a
avoiding
movie.
this movie, if you spent the last 30 years, I can't fucking help you. 30 years is quite enough time to have gotten your shit together.
Yeah.
And so, yes, the reveal that crippled Kevin Spacey is, in fact, the enigma
Well,
of Kaiser
no,
Soze.
maybe not. Mr. Kobayashi could also be Kaiser Sose because he
Yeah.
picks him up. And of course, we don't know if that's his real name, but the character we've come to know as Mr. Kobayashi could also be, Kaiser Sose. Or there could still be no Kaiser Sose. It could have just been a very useful lie. The greatest trick that Brian Singer ever pulled was convincing the public that Kaiser Sose didn't exist.
Yeah. And that he was a normal guy.
Possibly.
He wasn't an SA.
Or they just picked up out of it and
Shut up, baby Dick.
Yeah.
but yeah, this was Brian Singer's best movie. He peaks with this movie, and he does some good stuff with X-Men, but the confusion and the problems he had in real life, confusing the way that they made the X-Men movies, makes for just a really, I don't know how to put it, herky-jerky journey through the world of the X-Men, where they keep going with the Fantastic Four director and other people, and it's just... But he was truly good. That is a truly good movie, I agree.
I mean, it's a shame that he became what he became. I think after this was when he had his little peccadillos where he would disappear from the set and from all subsequent movies, and he would disappear for a week or two, and somebody else would have to step in and direct, and then he would come back for a couple of days, and then he would disappear on another little trip.
Singer was doing this?
Yeah, he was doing this on every movie after this movie.
Well, listen, it's not like they make Epstein Island that readily available. I mean, you got to get on a plane, you got to get on a boat, you got to show your pass, all that stuff. So, I love Usual Suspects. My only complaint against it is that it ruined 7 for me, which came out later. So Usual Suspects came out early in 95, and then after listening to basically Kevin Spacey narrate it, the trailer for 7 doesn't show you the killer, but you hear the voice on the phone, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? Now you've just spoiled. Now I know who the killer is.
I protest, sir. You cannot ruin a movie where Gwyneth Paltrow's fate is such as it was in 7. That is always going to be one of the most feel-good, stand-up and applaud moments in cinematic history.
Oh my god.
You know what? There's hundreds of thousands of vagina candle owners out there who agree with me. I'm sorry, Rachel. Everybody else, I apologize. But what is he doing there? Jeez, Dawson, get it together. But I who couldn't agree with me? Like she's not likable for like 20 years now. Like you cannot ruin Seven because the fate of Gwyneth Paltrow's character is just, it's like a celebratory moment, like when Aunt May dies in No Way Home. It's like the villain is gone. Doesn't matter if the movie's unaware. I realize that the movie is unaware and in denial of all of this, but it doesn't matter. It is stand-up dancing in the aisles moments that like these that I go to movies for. So I just want to go on record with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I stabbed a man in the heart.
I saw that. Brick killed a guy.
I have never had anything in hand when watching Gwyneth Paltrow on screen. I'm sorry. Does not do it for me. I'm sorry. Brad Pitt, what were you thinking?
One of her candles or her perfume, no?
What a bad weekend for Brad Pitt. I mean, bad weekend even for me. I mean, God, in my own real life.
Oh, you gotta stop.
I will just leave off by saying for the granddaughter of a Long Island I'll end off by saying for the granddaughter of a Long Island chicken farmer, she's doing quite well. By that standard, I applaud her. I'm from New York. More power to you, Gwyneth. And I liked you in one movie.
When you said you can't choke the chicken to her.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Yes,
that was good. Good stuff.
I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
Oh, that kills people.
Oh. Yeah, she was good in the 20th century, I guess.
Some people say that toxic when you're on a stream sometimes. I think you go a little too far, bud. I think you need to tone it down, reel it in. And Admiral Teague says, hold my motherfucking beer. I got some shit to do right now. Let's talk about
right now. You need to play the scene of the weasels laughing themselves to death from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab that for
Inside man. I swear to God.
Anyway, fuck, where were we? Mr. E says he is back. Mr. E, can I get your 1995 pick possibly?
Yeah, just give me a few more seconds. Sorry about that.
Okay, what do you?
Somebody talks
Mute
about
your mic
if
you're like, it's not fucking the Pamela Anderson comic book movie from '95, is it? And that's why you're like
Barbed Wire is a fine movie, and I think that we need to remember that as one of the high points of the art of the comic book film.
Fair enough. Fandad, can I get your 1995?
Kill if we released that movie now, it would do great, by the way, and be the best comic book movie this year.
Touche. Fandad, can I get your 1995 pick?
I'm flabbergasted. I'm literally speechless. What's happening? Yeah.
So there was this year. So there was this year. It was in 1995. That's about the same time you graduated college, I guess.
No, that was way before that. Yeah, I'm old as fuck.
Right.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow was a challenging wank, but I powered through.
Did you?
Incapacitated helped.
You leaned right in there and thought about like Carrie Fisher for a minute or two to get through it, right?
Yeah, flashbacks, 77 flashbacks. And Sydney Sweeney's boobs are just like a dead heat in a Zeppelin race. Delicious.
In a remake of Barbed Wire, make it happen.
Anyway, 95. Wow, yeah, so much and too much. You've got things like Die Hard with a Vengeance, hey, which I saw at the cinema. Judge Dredd, amazing. GoldenEye, I would have probably picked that. Outbreak's another one. Congo was pretty good. There's even one called, what the fucking hell does that mean? Blood Fist 7. Anybody? Blood Fist.
I missed that one.
Yeah, if you're referring to my ex-wife, maybe, but I don't know about a future film.
I don't know what platform that belongs on.
Yeah.
Would there have been a Blood Fist if there had been 7 to begin with?
Are you fisting the bloody stump? You sick bastard.
He was banging one out, the Gwyneth. went all in.
And Dad, can we narrow it down to one? Possibly that would be.
Yeah, I nearly went with Heat because I think that deserves to be up on the big screen. But
So Heat-
I'm gonna settle on 7 because
Oh yeah,
I think as a cinematic experience, yeah, it's pretty excellent. It's grim and it's dark, and the cinematography was amazing, and the script was pretty cool.
Yeah, 7's a brilliant. film.
And you've got Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, and obviously David Fincher at the helm. What more could you ask for?
The only thing I would say against 7 is I think it got re-released at the cinema a few years ago because I went. And
Shut
saw
up,
it.
Alan.
7 is Jerry
Sorry.
Ryan's finest role. She brings that character to life, and what a pair of assets.
Exactly. Carry on, Alan. Sorry about that.
No, you're right, mate.
It was released.
Keep thinking of 7 of 9, not 7, but you know.
I think they should release it again.
Why would they have Why did they re-release it before its anniversary? Was it 10 years ago that they did, or
No, it was a few years back. They just went through a stage. It was it was either a David Fincher season or it was a horror season like Halloween or something like that. That's what it
Oh,
was.
okay. They didn't release it in my area. In fact, all of these ones we've mentioned so far, much to my chagrin, have not been re-released. Whereas, like I said, Toy Story is in the local cinema again for its 30th win, which is fine, as it should be. That's I don't
These
have a problem.
movies are primarily popular with heterosexuals, so that's probably
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I would kill to see Strange Days at the cinema again. It'll never happen, but I'd love it.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for everybody on the panel, but I'm fairly confident that I myself am never going to be able to watch 7 again after fucking Teague's dissertation.
What are you talking about? I'm putting it on straight after this fucking stream.
I enter normal life. It seems that envy is my
a triumph right here. This is
right
the
about
crescendo of emotion.
So
you're feeling better and better.
Yeah, is this right about the time when you get to like pretty close climate? You're like holding it right at this scene.
That's when I was really glad I had never gone to Epstein's Pleasure Planet in all my Star Trek journeys.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, good point. Okay, so there's a vote for 7. Mr. E, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I
All right,
swear,
buddy.
but the people in my office couldn't pass a beer fart. It was any asshole. to
No,
asshole in the world,
I had specifically logged out the auditorium so I could do this, and people just randomly coming in here to look at.
But I do endorse. I do endorse the pick of 7. I think it is a really great movie. Jokes about how much I enjoyed what happened to Gwyneth Paltrow aside, it is a great fucking movie. But I can't just let that Joker go by because she is just so annoying.
No, I agree. So who did that? I wonder who gave me that.
Oh, Mystery would say Heat. Heat is number 1, top choice. There's no doubt, even though it came out in December. Awesome movie. If you don't like it
did come out. Yeah, it came out in December, but it came out in 1995, so that's still fair game.
Well, barely. Yeah.
You know what? Val Kilmer makes it such a now has changed the way we look at it too. It was a good movie at its time. It had a cult following, but now it might really be primed to be considered a classic soon.
It is. I mean, the gunfight alone after the bank robbery is perfect. I mean, that's accurate.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, it's great. But specifically Val Kilmer, besides his magnificent fucking reload like a fucking legend, beyond that, you mean because he passed away, that's why it's elevated or something?
That he is first of all, yes, unfortunately lost Val Kilmer and his performances, which I always thought were great, and one of the few people I have a signed autograph with is Val Kilmer. And I waited online to meet him at the New York Comic-Con, and he signed my autograph for me, Play for Blood. So he was a really generous and nice guy, and he was very, very cool to his fans. It was great to meet him, and I thought that, now his performance is cast in a new light. He is not the most prominent member of the crew, but he is, number 2 to Pacino in The Criminal Gang. And, of course, we have William Shatner's favorite Captain Kirk imitator in there as the serial killer. This is a truly good movie. It was the first time we had Pacino and De Niro in the same scene. They had been in the same movie a couple of times.
Okay. I also would go with Heat. I can put this movie on apropos of nothing. I can put it on at any time. It's like my comfort film. and I love it. I love everything. I did read the Heat 2 book, which is both a prequel and a sequel. You got to read it. I'm not going to spoil it. Hopefully, if they do wind up making it, does it justice, and I can do like a consider the source episode on it. But it's really good. Heat is just magnificent on so many levels. Every performance, down to small parts like the Allstate guy's appearance in it as one of the side cellmates of Neil McCauley. And I named my main character in my book McCauley because of him, and I just think it's just one of the greatest pieces of cinema in the last 50 years easily. And I mean, I put it up against most of it. Stays in my top 5 for so many reasons.
It's our friend, the Miami Vice director, the
It is
Miami
Michael
Vice
Mann.
concept guy. It's Michael Mann.
And it's one of those things that the performances are on top, the soundtrack is on top, the plot is on top, the fucking pacing is incredible, even though it is a very long movie. And the aesthetics, like the whole visuals, Michael Mann is able to make the movie come alive, where you're looking at LA. And I've never even been to LA, and I don't give a shit about it. But I mean, I'm looking at it, and I can see that this guy has a fucking love for his city. It would be like if I had millions of dollars and could make a movie set in Kansas City, much like my book Slapdash. Check it out on Amazon, or get a hold of me and I'll send you a copy signed. But it's that love that he has for it, and the way that he puts it. And even the small characters like Natalie Portman is important in the movie. Like, everybody's just firing on all cylinders with Heat. I cannot say I've been on like multiple channels and multiple streams gushing about this movie, and for good reason. But these two just complete professionals in their job. One's a cop, one's a criminal, going head to head with each other. It's tried to be replicated so many times, and nothing I don't think can even come close than we do in this film. I have high hopes for Heat 2. I hope they're going to do the things that they say they're going to do with it, and I hope it's done with as much love and I think it could be.
$100 says the character has a strong daughter who's going to pick up the tradition of crime, and that Pacino's strong daughter will now be a cop.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it for just that reason. It's got a 2 by it. I'm done with remakes. I mean, you cannot remake this movie ever. This
is not a sacred franchise that needs to continue. It was a closed loop, closed story. Ashley Judd's moment there with Val Kilmer ends the movie well.
I'm going to push back on that a little bit. If you get a chance, grab it. And
I'll read the book, definitely. But watch
read the
movie.
book. Tell me if you still have the same opinion after reading the book that you wouldn't like to see.
Is it in American or English?
But I think it's just too late 30 years later.
American. What are you fucking talking about?
All right. Well,
the governor, Neil McCauley, he walked in and he the Bobbies was chasing him, wasn't he? He's like, what the fuck? Of course it's American.
All right. I might want to take it out in the Gulf of America and read it on my boat.
I see what you did there. Well played, Admiral. But yeah, so Heat is, I guess, the winner in 1995, as well it motherfucking should be. Not that there's anything wrong. All of these picks that everybody had. I mean, listen, dude, 1995 was a bang. Even the movies that weren't great, Judge Dredd, Congo, even those are still good movies that,
Wait, Congo was my pick.
Yeah, it was a shit pick, though. It was fucking terrible.
Hey.
Nobody's co-signing on your autistic, ugly gorilla, Amy. Like
First of all, it was the only movie that's a case for we could do it better than the original.
If you could really just show me a full movie of mad, angry, savage gorillas getting cut in half with laser beams instead of just making it one scene at the end, then maybe you've got a show right there. But beyond that,
I open with that. Yeah.
I got a quick question for you.
Go ahead.
Did anybody mention Johnny Mnemonic?
No, but come on, man, that's a shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think who would actually put that garbage on here? I'm sorry. I love William Gibson, but how dare you?
Nobody brought up Tank Girl either, and for good reason. I mean, and nobody brought up
gorgeous Lori Petty. We're not going to talk about her.
Nobody brought up Fair Game either, and probably for good reason.
Bloodfest.
I cannot believe somebody actually. Oof.
Fists
The
of
Witness with Demi Moore, right? No one talked about that. Well, The Juror, sorry, with Demi Moore. No one mentioned that one.
Well, okay, listen, hear me out. The Juror, Alec Baldwin, unhinged and shooting people that actually deserved it, as opposed to his fucking AP. Actually, he's pretty good at that. I'm not gonna lie.
We've already been over reality TV taking over.
I
Wait, I'm sorry. I get your point.
Yeah, I hear you. Anyway, so yeah, listen, kids, that's all I got for today. I don't have any. Does anybody like to plug something before we release?
I'd like to plug Sydney Sweeney, please.
Listen, no one's blaming you there. No one's blaming you.
I would like to plug Gwyneth Paltrow's bloody neck stump.
Nick makes a good point. There was a Robin Williams movie that year. You know, quick point. Is it just me? Does anybody else have kind of a little bit of a problem enjoying the Robin Williams movie because of the way the press just handled that? I still just and also it's such a bummer. Robin Williams movies, I can't watch them anymore.
No, I can't either. Knowing he was in that much pain. Anyway.
No, I do watch. Watch it because I appreciate them more. I think now
it makes me sad. It
I can see a case either way. It's for me. It's hard. You know, I feel so bad about what happened to him. You know, knowing the reality of the medical situation that we shouldn't get into, but it was just so tragic.
Yeah.
Did we have an honorable mention?
No, but you can give me an honorable mention. It's okay.
Showgirls.
Shut the fuck.
I knew somebody would bring it up.
That was the final movie from those people, right? The people they made Jade and a couple of other movies in the same vein. And Showgirls, the last one, because somebody just unexpectedly and shockingly died of cocaine use.
Yeah.
One of the creators.
I unashamedly like
it?
Jade. I think Jade is pretty strong. David Caruso being a butthole. I love the fact that they reference that.
Linda Fiorentino's performance too.
Yeah, 40-year-old virgin references that, and when he tells him how to talk to chicks, he's like, "Just be elusive and kind of a dick, like David Caruso and Jade." And he's like, "Oh, I can do that."
Played himself.
Yeah. So, would anybody else like to plug anything besides Sydney Sweeney or Gwyneth Paltrow's severed neck? Anybody? Critical Owl, you have your you've got your finale of the
finale video tomorrow. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so that'll be out tomorrow.
Of course, I can edit it and then I'll get it. It'll go up tomorrow.
Admiral Teague, I know you've always got a show in the pipeline. What have we got?
All right, I'm a psychopathic American who wakes up crazy and uses that superpower to produce some good content. Check out my video essay on Star Trek Enterprise, the sequel, if we get Trek United. Saturday nights, we have the best Star Trek review show. We're doing Enterprise right now anyway, coincidentally. And yeah, tomorrow maybe we'll have Northern English Bastard in the afternoon for a special show. And I'll be back tonight around 11 p.m. Eastern time to talk Landman.
Okay.
Which I have to start watching right now to get caught up on.
I might pop in on that. I do have some thoughts. I'll be in the chat and say something about that because I do really like that show. It's definitely in the tier rating system of Taylor Sheridan. I did do a stream on that earlier this year, or a video anyway. And I rated the Taylor Sheridan productions, and I think out of the 7 that there are, I think Landman comes in number 2, just below Mayor of Kingstown. I'd
cruising right in there with 1883 and 1923 season 1 energy. It was
1883 is really. Oh, so there's 8 shows actually. I was wrong. It's not 7. It's 8. 1883 is 1883 is great. 1883 is probably at
Cookie
least
from Landman is Dale from Landman is Cookie from 1883.
No, he's in every one of his shows. He's in Lioness.
Isabel May.
Yeah, he's in that dude that plays Cookie in 1883. He's in Mayor of Kingstown. He's in season 1 anyway. Landman. He's in Lioness. He's in all their shows.
He's really versatile because he was malevolent in 1883 and he's comedy in Landman.
If you think he was bad in 1883, don't watch Wind River because he's a rapist.
I love Wind River. That is a great movie. I think about that every time I jog in the winter.
Yeah. Rachel, what have you
Yeah.
got to plug for us? And I'm sure you're not plugging Sydney Sweeney, or are you? I mean, you know, hey, more power to you.
No, that's out of my wheelhouse.
Take
unfortunately.
pictures.
Yeah. Hey, let's all show some appreciation for Rachel in this toxic, masculine, chauvinistic,
I made it through.
problematic stream. She just soldiered on. She's like, "Oh, boys will be boys. Fiddle-dee-dee. I'll worry about that tomorrow." Rachel, what have
Wonderfully
you got?
tolerant lady.
Yeah. What would you like to plug, if anything?
Well, all I've got going right now is I'm on Lance's show every Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever he plans for a stream.
Okay.
And working on my first novel to hopefully get done by the end of the year.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Okay,
That's
great.
me.
Mr. E, I know you've got some exciting news because I do streams with you in other areas. But please tell the audience, what have you got cooking up?
Oh, right now, nothing. Honestly.
That's not true. Oh, is this did you have a secret project and I just outed it?
Oh, yeah. I'm slowly, yeah. To be continued.
To be continued. Okay, well, more for another day. Because I know him on a personal level. I do know he's got something which is really cool, and he managed to bring his name into it, which I thought was fucking brilliant. When you guys hear about what his show is,
I've opened up a new YouTube channel, but I haven't launched anything yet because I'm still quote unquote putting the little studio of my house.
No problem. Let me know and I'll try to promote it as much as I can. Inside Man, do you have anything you would like to promote, good sir?
At the moment, no. So I'm kind of, as you know, sort of on the same sort of level as Mr. E at the moment.
I do know
we're,
that.
We're
Yeah.
kind of in the same.
Unlike him, you made it clear to me, so I was able to use discretion because it's a better part of valor. Unlike our friend from Hull who pulled an Irish goodbye and dropped out of here quick. So,
Has he gone?
yeah, he's been gone for a hot minute. He's been gone for a hot minute.
Has
so.
he fucked off?
Yeah,
He left us, man.
Fucked right off.
Gave us the Lucky Charms wave.
What a fucking potato.
Fandad, what have you got going on in your channel? Anything new?
I am available on demand for anybody that wants to have me.
Hell yeah.
But what I will say is that I don't know. Well, my British compatriots will probably know about Slow Horses, the TV show produced by Apple. Season 5's just dropped, so that is well worth a look. And a few other guys haven't seen Slow Horses yet. It's a brilliant, gritty, funny, humorous British spy sort of TV show. Gary Oldman at the helm. Brilliant performances all around. It's well worth a look. And I've just looked up because I'm interested to see what's happening with The Gentleman TV series. And apparently filming for season 2 has begun on that as well, which is good news.
I didn't know that. I still need to catch up on the first one, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. And I will reiterate my desire for everybody on the planet to watch Mr. In Between, an Australian crime drama. Please watch that.
We need to do a show. We need to do a show on that sometime and talk about that. Show does not get enough attention.
It's so good.
It is. It's one of the best shows, and they knew enough to stop it before it went too far and went off the rails.
Yeah.
Three seasons and done, easily digestible. One of the best characters created. I'm looking to him to do some more stuff.
It gets you hooked within the first 5 minutes of that TV show.
Yeah.
Easily. But yeah, so that's my recommendation for the week.
Hell yeah. That's about it. I've got a couple things in the pipe, but nothing, super. This was like my big thing this week. I probably going back to basic bitch StreamYard at the end of this week because I'm not going to pay it. So I'm going to return this prom dress right after the dance with the tag still on it. Cause we'll see. I've got, real life stuff to pay for that's more important than this, but I do thank my panel and everybody that decided to join me. Thank you guys so much. It's been a real pleasure and I've had a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do it again next time. A better YouTuber yeah, next time a better YouTuber fucks off and I can take their time slot, we can do it again. So until
Do
next
it
time.
anyway. You don't need an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
fuck
know.
it. I don't
Oh,
need an
go up.
excuse.
Of course you
Dan,
don't.
good luck.
I can do what I want.
I think Mr. Drinker will still probably draw a fair amount of people to his show.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I don't want to go up against the drinker, man. You know.
Yeah, but you there's like-
If you time it to when he does super chats, think about all the people he's brought to the internet who are getting ready to go look for other entertainment of the same vein.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, that's us done.
I got balls of steel.
Fucking hell.
Oh,
Oh, my God.
You survived.
Oh, my
We're still
God.
live.
Oh,
I just
my
want
God.
to take this chance to
All right.
tell everyone: take your phaser. Take your phaser right now. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, hey, I hope you guys like that outro because you're about to watch it again because I didn't know how to work the button.
Riding on the wings of destruction, a toxic presence, a lord of corruption, polluting the ocean, spreading in decay. The tops turning black, going in the flame, searing through the sand.
I got balls of steel.